This monster didn't take a knife. The shout of a rock shinobi made the scene quiet. All rock shinobis stared at Yuyu's hands and sides. Indeed, no trace of the knife was found. This made these rock shinobis' thoughts alive quickly. As everyone knows, Konoha's super genius, Chimuyuyu, is famous in the ninja world for his swordsmanship. Known as the most terrifying swordsmanship ninja since Konoha's White Fangfang. Including attacking Sanagakure and beheading them Iwagakure's elite jonin, leeches and oishi, Chimuyuyu relied on his terrifying swordsmanship. But in contrast, I have never heard of Chimuyuyu's ninjutsu and physique, how powerful it is. No one even saw the record of Chimuyuyu using ninjutsu. Chimuyuyu, holding a knife, no one in the ninja world dares to look down upon. It can be said that he is a terrifying strong man with the power of shadow. But now, Chimuyuyu doesn't have a knife in your hand. A strong swordsman with no weapons in his hands. What is the difference between this and a fierce tiger who has lost its minions? Although I don't know why Chimuyuyu came here without a knife. But this made the rock shinobi's hearts surge in desire. Kill. Kill the bastard who insulted them Iwagakure. As long as they can kill Saiga Uyu, they will not only be able to rectify Iwagakure's name and become Iwagakure's heroes, but they will also be able to become famous in the ninja world. This thought made the rock shinobi's legs no longer shake, their bodies straightened, and their eyes glowed fiercely. Chimuyuyu, you killed countless strong men in my Iwagakure, and insulted my Iwagakure. Today, I will kill you here to avenge the dead companions of my Iwagakure. The commander of this camp, Rock Shinobi Jonin, who was trembling with fear just now. At this moment, he straightened his back and yelled at Uyu. The eyes of this Rock Shinobi Jonin were full of eagerness. He seemed to have seen the moment when he killed this monster and became the hero of Iwagakure. It seems that you didn't listen to what the bastard brought to you, idiot Rock Shinobi, last time. So, today I will give you fat Rock Shinobi a lesson. Yuyu looked at the huge, but still looking Rock Shinobi, snapped their fists, and grinned. Asshole. So insulting me Iwagakure, kill me. Yuyu's words completely angered the Rock Shinobi. Earth-style ninjutsu, the most suitable as a carrier, is fat. But this bastard actually insulted them so wantonly. Looking at Uyu, who was not bare-handed, Jonin of Iwagakure gave a violent shout. Earth-style. Rocking technique. The Rock Shinobi quickly formed the seal, and under the influence of Earth-style, the entire right arm became a hard rock. Just let you see, our Iwagakure's Earth-style technique. Several special Jonin took the lead and rushed towards Uyu with a grinning grin. If this monster has a knife, they must turn around and run away. But now, this guy didn't know what was going crazy, he came here to die without a knife. Their expressions were excited, as if they had already seen their great contribution to kill Iwagakure's #1 enemy, Seiki Uyu. Go to hell. Woo. These Rock Shinobi special Jonin gave a low cry, and their completely rocky fists slammed at Uyu. Damn it, a step slower. The rest of Rock Shinobi, looking at the Rock Shinobi who had approached this monster, were a little unwilling. I regretted that I was too slow to start, and I was even preempted by someone. But immediately, they looked at Uyu expectantly. As long as this monster is killed, the people in their camp will be credited with great merit. Armed. Just. Bang. Crack. The sound of toothless bones shattering sounded, and at the same time, a tragic cry sounded at the same time. Ah. Me, my hand. The expressions of the Rock Shinobi who were watching the game froze. They looked at their wailing companions holding their fists in disbelief. The fist that was turned into a rock was actually shattered. They were holding their soft right arm and wailing constantly. Obviously, all the bones of their entire right arm had been shattered. How? How is it possible? Jonin of Rock Shinobi exclaimed, his face full of disbelief. Iwagakure's Earth-style can turn their fists into the hardest rock. In close combat, you can even go head-to-head with Shinobi. Only lightning style can be cracked. But now, that monster actually broke the rock with his fist. Come on, Iwagakure junks, let me teach you the importance of physical exercise. Yuyu shook his neck and looked at the Rock Shinobi, his mouth curled up. Armed. The terrifying black airflow rolled and moved, completely enveloping Yuyu's whole body in an instant. Chong. In the next moment, armament haki completely covered Yuyu's skin. With the metal-like luster shimmering, Uyu is like a god of war wearing the hardest armor. Armament haki, fully armed. What is this? The rock shinobi looked at Yu, who was like a god of war. The shiny metallic luster gave them an indestructible feeling. Their rock formation, in the face of this monster's change, is like a pediatrician. I don't believe it, this guy must be bluffing, give it to me. I thought that rock shinobi Jonin could do great things and become the hero of Iwagakure. Looking at the special Jonin who fell on the ground and wailed constantly, and even passed out from the pain, there was madness on their faces. He doesn't believe it. Obviously at this moment, this monster should have been killed by them. Kill. Under the order of this rock shinobi Jonin, all the rock shinobi's faces also appeared crazy. With a roar, he waved kunai, shinobi swords, and rocky fists, and slew towards Yu. Woo. Yu looked at the rock shinobi who rushed, his eyes were cold, his body moved, and he appeared directly in the center of the rock shinobi. Let's dance, rock shinobi. Yu looked around and grinned. The black and purple armament haki, reflected in Yu's smile, made rock shinobi fearful. Kill him. Immediately, this fear turned into madness, and he killed Yu. This is the battlefield where Konoha and rock shinobi fought. In an Iwagakure camp, at this moment, a massacre is taking place. Observation haki was fully unfolded, and all the actions of rock shinobi were beaten by Yu. Yu's fists, legs, elbows. Every part of the body is transformed into the most terrifying weapon. In the center of rock shinobi, Yu transformed into a terrible killing weapon. Bang. Ah. A rock shinobi's heart was directly pierced, and his internal organs and bones were directly shattered. This rock shinobi fell to the ground weakly, his eyes slowly hollowing out. Bang. 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 Yu's figure seems to have turned into a gust of wind, and every movement is so pleasing to the eye. But this kind of action, in the eyes of rock shinobi, seems to be Shinigami's fatal charm. The rocky bodies that rock shinobi are most proud of are as fragile as white paper in front of Yu. Even the shinobi and kunai made of fine iron were beaten to pieces when they touched Yu's fist. Every punch, kick, elbow Yu takes away the life of a rock shinobi. Strange, monster, run. Finally, this slaughter completely disintegrated the fighting spirit of rock shinobi. Looking at Yu who looked like a murderous god, they roared and screamed, trying to escape from here. But unfortunately, in front of Yu's speed, their actions are like turtle speed. Bang. The last punch fell, and a rock shinobi who wanted to escape was hit in the rocky abdomen. Wow. He vomited a mouthful of blood, and there were visceral fragments. This punch directly penetrated his rocky abdomen, shattering all his internal organs. Then, he knelt on the ground feebly, his eyes slowly losing their luster. This. The commander of this camp, Jonin of rock shinobi, had scared eyes and trembling legs. Now, he and Yu are the only two standing in the camp. All the other rock shinobi fell to the ground and lost their sound. All of them died under this monster's physical skills. The scene was not so bloody, but this scene of being killed all alive gave this rock shinobi Jonin an impact that was greater than a sea of blood. This monster is good at swordsmanship. Their rock shinobi is the leader in melee combat using the rock formation of earth style. Now, this monster used physical skills to kill all rock shinobi. Something like this. Bang. Why? It shouldn't be like this. Our rock shinobi's petrification technique. Melee combat should be invincible, it shouldn't be. This Jonin of rock shinobi knelt directly on the ground, in addition to fear and madness in his eyes. He kept roaring in his mouth, hammering the ground. This monster has denied everything about rock shinobi. They completely denied the earth-style technique of Iwagakure. Woo. Minato took Yu's knife and dashed to Yu's side. Can't stand this kind of stimulation? Looking at the Jonin of rock shinobi, kneeling down on the ground, roaring like crazy, his eyes silent. But Minato is not surprised. Yu, it is equivalent to using their Iwagakure, the most proud fighting method, to completely defeat them. This is even more difficult for this rock shinobi to accept than killing them with a knife. It is equal to negating everything about them. Kill the heart. But Minato didn't have any psychological fluctuations either. Although Minato is a sunny and gentle person, he is not merciful to the enemy. The name, Yellow Flash, is not the name of Flying Thunder God technique. It's a name that spread after killing an unknown number of enemies. So Minato doesn't have the slightest opinion on Yu's approach. Regarding the enemy, no matter what method is used, it is not an exaggeration. However, Minato looked at Yu's gaze, still hiding his admiration. Yu Yu's control of people's hearts is really in place. There are so many things to learn. Minato sighed constantly in his heart. Hey, you bastard. What are you crying for? Do you know the importance of exercising? Remember, tell Onogi that bastard. Let him manage the village well. Let you bastards rock shinobi. Train this fat body into muscles, and then I will chop you up. What a fat body, I am very uncomfortable to chop. The expressions of Minato and Rock Shinobi, who kept yelling and crumbled, suddenly froze. What is it? Your goal is not to slaughter them with Iwagakure's best and proudest fighting method, in order to kill people. But to let Rock Shinobi know the importance of exercising? Then build muscles so that you can chop smoothly? What's so? Minato has an urge to swear. Aren't you trying to deny everything about our Iwagakure? The Jonin of Rock Shinobi sniffed, looked at Yu, and said in disbelief. What the hell? You bastards are still eligible for me to deny it. Hurry up and take out the fine wine in your camp, or I will cut you off. Yu took Chusui from Minato. Chusui came out of her sheath, and the black and purple blade pointed at the Rock Shinobi threateningly. Yes, I'll take it for you. Seeing Yu drawing his sword, this Rock Shinobi seemed to have recovered his spirits, and he replied again and again, crawling towards the wine storage warehouse. What's wrong? I'm crazy, right? Yu looked at Rock Shinobi, who seemed to be alive, cursing. What's wrong? Are you trying to say something? He looked at Minato with a strange expression and asked. No, nothing. Minato waved his hand again and again, a little broken in his heart. Looking at Yu, who looked unconscious, Minato suddenly wanted to roar in his heart. I will admire and sigh, and come back, bastard. Minato's mentality was a little broken. I know you admire me very much. Learn more from me next time. Yu understood Minato's expression as a genius idea to admire him. He patted Minato on the shoulder and laughed. Minato nodded with a wry smile. Well, let's not talk about this for now, do something for me. Yu patted Minato on the shoulder and said meaningfully. What? Minato looked at Yu's expression with a bad feeling. The battlefield of Rock Shinobi and Konoha, Rock Shinobi frontline camp. Now, there are 3 strategies. A, B, and Circa. Onoki is discussing strategies to fight Konoha with Rock Shinobi's think tanks. Except for the A strategy, the top priority of the other strategies is to kill Yu first. But since A is the first strategy, it proves that Rock Shinobi's staff still hope to put the matter of Saiga Yu temporarily. The most important thing is that Iwagakure can win this war. Think tanks think. If Iwagakure's vitality was severely injured or even defeated in order to kill Chimu Yu, then it is not necessarily a good thing for Iwagakure. If you can win this war, you can also wash away Iwagakure's shame. And, won't it be more convincing to defeat the entire Konoha than to kill one Chimu Yu? Onoki looked at the think tanks around him, frowning, his expression tangled. The think tank represents absolute sanity. The suggestions they gave were all agreed on the basis of Iwagakure's victory in the war. Onoki's original idea was to kill Chimu Yu at all costs. Thoroughly wash away the shame of him and Iwagakure, and rectify Iwagakure's name in the ninja world. But now, thanks to the lobbying of think tanks, Onoki is also a little shaken. First of all, Onoki, as Tsuchikage, cannot be easily shot. Similar to Tsunade, if Onoki appears on the battlefield, he will definitely face Konoha's siege. Not to mention the death of war, just being injured will make Iwagakure's military spirit shake up and even collapse. Therefore, Onoki won't make a move easily until he is alive or dead. Then, if you want to encircle and suppress Chimu Yu's powerhouse, you must dispatch Jinchuriki. Moreover, a Jinchuriki is not absolutely sure. All 4 tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi and 5 tails Jinchuriki Han must be dispatched to attack Chimu Yu. However, Jinchuriki, as a killer on the battlefield, can exert its greatest power only on the frontal battlefield. Without these 2 Jinchuriki, Iwagakure is not dominant against Konoha on the frontal battlefield. If Konoha caught the gap and took this opportunity to break through from the front of Iwagakure, the consequences would be unimaginable. In order to kill Chimu Yu, should Iwagakure take such a big risk? If Onoki was an ordinary rock shinobi, he would have gone to fight with Chimu Yu a long time ago. But he was 3rd Tsuchikage, and he carried the entire Iwagakure on his shoulders. At this moment, Onoki was a little shaken by the persuasion of the think tanks. Master Tsuchikage, there is emergency information. While the think tanks were discussing strategies with Onogi, A member of Rock Shinobi's intelligence team outside the door shouted in panic. Huh? Onoki heard the yelling, and he shook his heart. The meeting being held here is related to the future of Iwagakure. He has already given orders, and general information is not allowed to be reported during the meeting. But now, this member of the intelligence class shouted outside the door in such a panic, something unusual must have happened. Come in. Oyemu shouted to the door. Master Tsuchikage, something serious happened. At a camp behind us, Chimu Uyu appeared. He killed everyone in that camp, and as soon as this rock shinobi entered the door, he hurriedly began to give out information, but in the end, he was a little hesitant. And what? Onoki's face became gloomy as he listened. He didn't expect that they were discussing whether to kill Chimu Uyu first or to give priority to victory in the war. At this moment, all ninja world knows that Chimu Uyu is their Iwagakure's thorn in the eye and a thorn in their flesh. Chimu Uyu even dared to directly attack the camp behind them. I don't even think of them Iwagakure. Tsuchikage-sama, Chimu Uyu, used physical skills to kill the rock shinobi in that camp, and then... What? Before rock shinobi of the intelligence class could finish speaking, Onoki's expression changed drastically. He stood up, with extreme anger in his eyes. Go to the camp. Regardless of the persuasion of the think tanks, Onoki took a few guards and galloped towards the camp of rock shinobi. Combine what Chimu Uyu said before. Onoki subconsciously believes that Chimu Uyu is using this method to deny their Iwagakure Earth-style technique. This is equivalent to denying all of their Iwagakure. If this is spread in rock shinobi, then Iwagakure's military spirit will definitely be upset. Diaresis bastard thing, just like the old bastard Sarutobi Hiruzen. While flying towards the camp, Oyemu cursed in his heart. Konoha's bastards are indeed a bunch of old silver coins. People of Chimu Uyu's age use such despicable methods. At the speed of Oyeki, he quickly reached the camp of Iwagakure. Earth, Lord Tsuchikage. The only one remaining in this camp was the commander of this camp. He knelt on one knee in panic as he watched the sudden arrival of Oyemu. That bastard Chimu Uyu, what about? Say. Just as Oyemu was about to ask, suddenly his eyes were attracted. This look immediately stunned Oyi. Onogi stared blankly, and then his entire face began to twitch. I saw that beside the corpse of Iwagakure ninja in one place, a line of characters was written in rock shinobi's blood. Exercising your body and muscles every day is the future of rock shinobi. Chimu Uyu. Onoki roared. This bastard is too bullying to buy. Let all the search forces dispatch, look for Chimu Uyu's trail, and when you find it, let Lao Zi and Han dispatch and kill this bastard for me. Oyemu said angrily. At this moment, Onoki has disregarded the advice of the think tanks. Why put aside the problem of Chimu Uyu first, and consider the war with Konoha first? Kill the bastard Chimu Uyu first, it's too deceiving. In this battle between Konohagakure and Iwagakure, the most focused person is undoubtedly the super genius of Konoha village, Uyu Chimu. It can be said that this war of attrition, which might have lasted for several years, evolved into a decisive battle ahead of schedule because of Chimu Uyu. Iwagakure even issued a killing order, vowing to kill Seiki Uyu on the battlefield, rectifying the name for Iwagakure and third Tsuchikage Onoki. However, this is such a focal figure. When Iwagakure concentrated all the main forces on the frontline battlefield, he attacked a camp in Iwagakure. And instead of using the swordsmanship that he was famous for, he slaughtered this camp completely with physical skills. There was also a paragraph that made Iwagakure crazy. The phrase, muscles are the future of Iwagakure, has gradually spread in the ninja world and has become a conversational resource for many people after dinner. Especially after Cloud Shinobi Village knew this sentence, Third Raikage laughed again and again, extending ban in the banquet that was about to end for several days. Third Raikage even said that if Rock Shinobi wants to develop as strong muscles as their Cloud Shinobi, he can personally send Cloud Shinobi elites to Iwagakure for on-site counseling. And everyone in Cloud Shinobi Village felt very good about Chimu Uyu, who belonged to different camps. My soulmate. There are people from other shinobi villages in the shinobi world, or the newly emerged super genius, who can recognize their Cloud Shinobi Village practice methods. The shinobi village in the shinobi world has always been a group of reckless men with muscles in their heads. But that Chimu Uyu actually praised their Cloud Shinobi Village cultivation method so much. Although they are enemies, Cloud Shinobi have a feeling of being recognized. Cloud Shinobi even called Uyu the cutest enemy. At this moment, the front line of the Cloud Shinobi battlefield, the commanding account of Konoha camp. Jiraiya looked at Orochimaru in a daze. Then the corners of his mouth began to twitch slowly, and finally, the whole face began to twitch. It's so outrageous. They fought to death on the front line and Cloud Shinobi village, and they have even begun to counterattack. As a result, because of Uyu's words, the old man transferred Minato to the Rock Shinobi battlefield. That's fine, after all. Konoha already has a lot of advantage in some areas. As a result, because of Uyu's words, Cloud Shinobi village was so happy to hear that, so I stopped playing and went to the party. Originally, Konoha and Cloud Shinobi's battle was mainly a war of attrition. Fighting is a contest between the teams. Konoha's team provokes a bit, and then the hot-headed Cloud Shinobi team will come to intercept. Then Konoha can ambush Cloud Shinobi's team and get a small victory. The result is good now. The team of Cloud Shinobi village all went back to have a banquet. Do you want them to directly hit the base camp of Cloud Shinobi? Isn't that nonsense? The Cloud Shinobi battlefield calmed down so strangely. These idiots in Cloud Shinobi village. Jiraiya cursed in a low voice. Do these idiots at Cloud Shinobi village really think Uyu appreciates their muscles? Uyu like to cut you guys. I think it's easy to cut. You guys are moved there. What a cutest enemy. When Uyu comes to the Cloud Shinobi battlefield, you will know that he is not cute anymore. The guy at Cloud Shinobi, you really go well with you, Jiraiya. And Orochimaru listened to this news with great interest. Orochimaru knows it, and Orochimaru also learned about why Uyu said such things from Jiraiya. It was simply because I was disgusted with Iwagakure's fat Cloud Shinobi village, because of Uyu's words, but after a few days of daching, even the attack on Konoha was suspended. Orochimaru has some expectations. When Uyu, who is called the cutest enemy by Cloud Shinobi village at this moment, comes here to kill, what are the expressions of the Cloud Shinobi? Orochimaru. What do you mean? Jiraiya suddenly exploded. Doesn't that mean that he is just like the Cloud Shinobi guy as an idiot? It's nothing, but I think that the war on the Rock Shinobi battlefield may be about to end. Uyu will definitely come to the Cloud Shinobi battlefield by then. You should think about how to deal with Uyu. Orochimaru looked at the fried Jiraiya, snake pupils squinted and smiled hoarsely. As for why Orochimaru felt that the war on the Rock Shinobi battlefield might be over. Because there is Chimu Uyu over there. That was a monster that almost cut himself off a year ago. Now, who knows how strong he is? What am I proud of? Suddenly, Orochimaru's face froze, and Uyu was almost cut off. Is this something to be proud of? When that stinky boy comes here, will he be poisoned again? After hearing Orochimaru's words, Jiraiya didn't have the time to see the changes in Orochimaru's face, but looked sad. Yeah. With that brat character, after the war with Iwagakure, he will definitely come to the Cloud Shinobi battlefield. And 100% have to settle accounts with yourself. Although Jiraiya believed that it was the old man who forced himself to say so. But that brat Uyu would never listen to his own explanation. Big deal, I'll get him some game. Jiraiya took out a notebook, and it said it was the name of the game Minato called Uyu the last time Minato asked him when he left. Each one is extremely rare. It's not easy to do. The corners of Jiraiya's mouth twitched. He didn't know the Flying Thunder God technique, and he could hit these things in some hidden places. Hey, bastards of Iwagakure, you guys have to hold on for a while. Jiraiya was sad even in her heart, hoping that Iwagakure would hold on for a while and not be quickly crushed by Uyu. As for why? Judging from Uyu's words, Iwagakure has already annoyed Uyu. Although the reason for irritating Uyu is nonsense, it is because of the unsatisfactory hacking of Uyu. But when Uyu gets angry, no one can stop Uyu. Jiraiya, but I have seen it with my own eyes. That time, Uyu almost cut his teammate, Orochimaru. Thinking of this, Jiraiya looked at Orochimaru strangely. What are you looking at? Orochimaru's face turned dark. He always felt that Jiraiya was thinking about something bad. Nothing, cough, cough. Jiraiya waved his hand again and again, resisting the urge to laugh, and coughed twice. Then, the scene fell silent. At this moment, both Jiraiya and Orochimaru fell into bad memories. I remembered the fear that was dominated by Uyu. Jiraiya and Orochimaru looked at each other. Iwagakure, you have been so special for a while. The frontline battlefield of Iwagakure and Konoha. Rock Shinobi frontline camp. Bang! Haven't you found Chimu Uyu, the trace? Onoki's face was gloomy, and he slapped the table banging. Third Raikage said that it would send Cloud Shinobi elites to Iwagakure to instruct them Rock Shinobi to exercise their muscles, which completely angered Onogi and Iwagakure. What is your special Cloud Shinobi? Also worthy to guide them Iwagakure. If it hadn't been for their Iwagakure to choose Konoha as the first target, and the decisive battle has been inevitable, let you shit Cloud Shinobi now know how powerful Iwagakure is. Although I hate what Third Raikage said, but Onoki and Iwagakure hate even more, it's that Chimu Uyu. It was this bastard who insulted them again and again Iwagakure. Since that day, Onogi has dispatched most of Iwagakure's surprise attack troops. The so-called Rock Shinobi surprise forces are all elites of Iwagakure. Each of their members has Grandmaster Earth-style ninjutsu, and can use Earth-style to blend into the earth, lurking and acting quickly underground. It is Iwagakure's trump card in carrying out raid missions. But after so many days, Chimu Uyu was not even found. And since that day, Chimu Uyu once again destroyed a camp. Moreover, this camp has gone deeper and has almost reached the territory of the Land of Earth. What a shame. Iwagakure has issued an order to kill Zimu Uyu. All Ninja World already knew about this matter. But Chimu Uyu, still doing whatever you want behind you, destroyed 2 camps in a row. It's even about to enter your country of soil. However, Iwagakure is still helpless with Chimu Uyu for the time being. At this moment, Rock Shinobi's think tank no longer persuades Onoki's decision. You must kill Chimu Uyu, or even if you win this war, Iwagakure will still become the laughing stock of the ninja world. There is also news that Konoha's frontline troops have begun to divide into 3 groups and are approaching my frontline camp. Many of our strongholds in front have been destroyed by Konoha. A member of the think tank pointed to the sand table map and said solemnly. Damn Konoha, cunning bastard, Onoki scolded. At this moment, Konoha's strategy has already been revealed. Konoha wants to win this war with Chimu Uyu as the core. Seiki Uyu, Konoha's most terrifying and sharpest sword, slammed into the back of Iwagakure fiercely. And Iwagakure, can't leave him alone. If you don't care, the dead ninjas of Sanagakure are still cold. Sanagakure has not been rebuilt yet. This bloody reality told Onogi, if you leave Uyu alone. He definitely dared to kill you Iwagakure base camp. At that time, there will be a fart war, and the home will be stolen. But if you manage him, Konoha's large forces have already begun to launch an offensive against you. So it was destined that Iwagakure could not concentrate on solving Chimu Uyu, and could only send a small number of strong men to siege Chimu Uyu. There are only 2 people in Iwagakure, 4 Tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi and 5 Tails Jinchuriki Han. Konoha wanted to get these 2 battlefield weapons away from the frontal battlefield. This is Yangmu. Iwagakure had to do this. If you don't do this, Uyu may be going to their Iwagakure base camp. Trouble. Onoki looked at the sand table and the corners of his mouth twitched. Rock Shinobi's surprise attack troops haven't found a trace of Chimu Uyu until now. There is only one possibility. That is Chimu Uyu, who has the ability to perceive. Moreover, the perception ability is extremely powerful. Because in the Rock Shinobi assault troops, there are strong sentient ninjas. Being able to avoid the search of Rock Shinobi assault troops, Chimu Uyu's perception ability is definitely above them. Not only swordsmanship, this bastard is also a terrifying perception ninja. While this shocked Onoki, he also felt deeply helpless. Generally speaking, the ninja world is fair. Ninjas with powerful physical skills are relatively inferior to physical skills in terms of ninjutsu and illusion. As for the perceptual ninja, generally speaking, it can only be used as an assistant in the team. A ninja cannot be good at everything. Even 3rd Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen, known as Dr. Ninja, his ninjutsu attainments can be said to be the best in the ninja world. Sarutobi Hiruzen is not so good at physical skills and illusion skills. In terms of physical skills, because of the existence of the special summoning beast, I still talked about the past, but that was also with the help of external forces. As for illusion, Sarutobi Hiruzen may not even compare to some Jonin who specializes in illusion. Not to mention the ability to perceive, as one of the rarest abilities in the ninja world, Sarutobi Hiruzen does not possess this ability. But what about Chimu Uyu? At such a young age, swordsmanship can be said to be the best in the world of ninja. Forget it, after all, Chimu Uyu is a super genius in swordsmanship. As a result, Your physical skills are so strong now? Killed several of Iwagakure's camps directly? In this way, Oyemu would endure it. After all, swordsmanship was also slashed with the strength of his arms, so he could barely get a relationship with physical skills. But your perception ability is still so strong, isn't it a bit too much? Even if you start cultivating from your mother's womb, you wouldn't be so exaggerated, right? If this Chimu Uyu has always relied on his powerful perception ability to make waves behind Rock Shinobi, and even in the territory of Earthland, then the trouble will be big. And this possibility, Onogi can be sure, almost 100%. Because this is the most profitable plan for Konoha. If he is Chimu Uyu, he will live behind Rock Shinobi and won't leave. In this way, one's own side will not be able to take care of both ends. It's so poisonous. Oyemu gritted his teeth tightly. This strategy is too vicious. It simply pushed Iwagakure to the edge of the cliff step by step. In Onoki's heart, Zimu Uyu can be said to hate it. Tsuchikage-sama, Chimu Uyu has news. At this moment, a member of Rock Shinobi's intelligence team suddenly broke into the big account and said anxiously. What the hell? Onoki's face suddenly froze. What the hell? When Onoki heard the report from the intelligence ninja, he had found the trace of Chimu Uyu. The expression on his face suddenly froze. He just yelled in his heart that Konoha and Chimu Uyu were insidious villains and used poison to trick them into Iwagakure. As a result, I was told in the next second that I found the trail of Chimu Uyu. The speed of light slapped his face, causing the corners of Onoki's mouth to twitch. Then he sang so many dramas in his heart just now? What the hell is going on? Onimu's mouth twitched and said anxiously. Chimu Uyu suddenly appeared on the border of our country of soil. The assault troops had already locked him down, but he was afraid to approach him, so he could only monitor him from a distance. Rock Shinobi from the intelligence class reported quickly. Asshole. Onoki's face, instead of the slightest joy, became more and more gloomy. He wasn't a fool, and he couldn't see such an obvious thing. Chimu Uyu was not discovered by their Rock Shinobi raid. He clearly showed up on purpose, and it also appeared on the border of the country of the earth. Isn't the meaning obvious enough? Oyemu understood it as, I'm waiting for you here, you trash. I haven't found me after searching for so long. If I thought about it, I would have already entered your land country. Arrogant. Extremely arrogant. Don't put Iwagakure in my eyes at all. Chimu Uyu's actions even made Onoki more angry than Onoki's conjecture. Although the strategy is vicious, it is not surprising that any strategy appears in the war. However, Chimu Uyu did not regard Iwagakure as an opponent, but as a doe, as if he can knead it as he wants. Such humiliation made Onomuki's rosacea even more red. Let Lao Zi and Han set off now, use the fastest speed to kill Chimu Uyu. Onoki roared. Yes. Feeling the anger of Onoki, the Rock Shinobi bowed their heads and responded loudly. Swish. Swish, swish. This is the back of the Rock Shinobi battlefield, close to a small mountain in the territory of Tunokuni. Several figures are jumping fast here. Chimu Uyu. We were both dispatched. A man with a cloak, most of his face covered by a mask, and Iwagakure forehead protector said in a deep voice. As 5 tails Jinchuriki, Han. HMPH. I will personally burn this Chimu Uyu into slag, and let Onoki know that everything he did is wrong. Old Z from 4 tails Jinchuriki gave a cold snort. He is at odds with Onoki's ideas, and the contradiction is deep. Well, quickly solve it. I still want to touch Konoha's Tsunadeheim on the front battlefield. Han knew the contradiction between Lao Zi and Oyemu. Both Jinchuriki, Han and Lao Zi had a pretty good relationship, so he nodded and said. Han always hopes to be able to fight Konoha's Tsunadeheim. Because both Tsunade and Han use weird power. It's just that Tsunade is done with the powerful physique of the Senju clan and the terrible control of chakra. Han, on the other hand, uses the boil style inherited from 5 tails and uses steam to increase his body strength to ultimate. For a long time, the ninja world believed that he was just a tail beast's move, and the real monster power user was Konoha's Tsunadeheim. Han has always wanted to prove that he is not just a trash with the power of the tail beast. The best way to prove it is to defeat Konoha's Tsunadeheim. A little devil, let me deal with him, and I will be able to take it down soon. Lao Zi snorted coldly. He had been telling Onoki that he only needed him to burn Chimu Uyu into slag. But Onoki still insisted on dispatching Han. This makes the character stubborn, and Lao Zi, who is already at odds with Onoki, is very dissatisfied. Han didn't speak, and Lao Zi's character was extremely stubborn. Since he wanted to play Chi Mu Yu alone, he should watch the battle first. In fact, Han is also very strange. The power of Jinchuriki is no longer comparable to that of ordinary ninjas. He actually dispatched 2 Jinchuriki for a little devil. Is there any news from the raid? The kid named Chimu Yu is still there? Old Z said to the side, Rock Shinobi, who was in charge of communicating with Rock Shinobi assault troops. No, I can't contact them temporarily. The Rock Shinobi closed his eyes and shook his head a moment later, with some sweat on his forehead. Damn it. What do those guys eat? Old Z cursed secretly. If you can't get in touch, what should you do if Chimu Yu is no longer there? But now Lao Z has no choice but to rush towards the designated location first. I hope that kid, don't be scared away. Chakra exploded, and Han and Lao Zi's figures turned into an afterimage, and they swiftly moved towards their destination. The border of the land. Tons. Isn't here yet? You bastard. Did you really send the news back to Rock Shinobi camp? Yu carried autumn water in his left hand and a bottle of Iwagakure's wine in his right hand, drinking and cursing. Yes, damn it. A Rock Shinobi fell to the ground, gasping for breath, looking at Yu in fear. All around is the ground that was chopped into abysses, and Rock Shinobi who suffered heavy casualties. They are members of the Rock Shinobi assault force. Soon after the message was sent, their tracks were discovered by this monster. Then, it was a bloody massacre. They are obviously hiding under the earth. The strong one is even nearly 100 meters below. But this monster can actually know their location accurately. The most terrifying thing is that terrible knife light. They were able to reach them who were lurking tens of meters below the earth. Those terrifying cracks in the earth were chopped out by this monster. Except for him, this Rock Shinobi assault troop had no chance to resist. All of them were killed. What made it even more difficult for him to accept was that this monster was not discovered by them at all. Instead, they showed up deliberately and asked them to send the information back to Rock Shinobi camp. And the purpose? Why haven't those 2 Jinchuriki come? I haven't chopped the tail beast yet. This Rock Shinobi had terrible fear in his eyes. This monster wants to catch their 2 Jinchuriki from Iwagakure. The border of the land. Yu was drinking wine while waiting for the arrival of Iwagakure Jinchuriki. By his side, there was the broken ground and the Rock Shinobi assault troops with heavy casualties. The only one left fell to the ground, looking at Yu in fear. Yu, isn't it okay for us to follow the original plan? Minato looked at Yu and said with a wry smile. According to the original plan made by Tsunade-sama and Konoha's staff, Yu and him were used as bait to go deep behind enemy lines and draw Jinchuriki's attention to them. But this does not mean that you have to fight Jinchuriki head-on. What Tsunade-sama and Konoha's staff hoped is that Yu and him would destroy behind Rock Shinobi and then get involved in Jinchuriki's actions. Originally, Minato was secretly happy when Yu destroyed 2 Iwagakure camps. For a long time, although Yu is strong, he has made great achievements in battle. But every time he performed a task, Master Third Hokage had a headache and was extremely flustered. Because every time, Yu's actions are unexpected like. The original Chunin exam, set foot on the battlefield of Sunagakure, now the battlefield of Rock Shinobi. Yu made some earth-shattering movements. The entire Konoha strategy has undergone a major change because of Yu. The war of attrition that was supposed to last for several years immediately turned into a decisive battle. When Lord Third Hokage transferred himself to the Rock Shinobi battlefield, he secretly sent himself a letter. The letter said that he has a good relationship with Yu, and you must be optimistic about Yu, and don't let him make any more disturbances. The earnestness of the words made Minato feel a little nervous while accepting the order. Although you get along well with Yu, who is Yu? That's a character that even Master Third Hokage can't control. That's someone who even his teacher, Jiraiya, one of Sannin, dare to bully. At first, Orochimaru-sama, who was also Sannin, with his teacher, Jiraiya, also suffered a big loss in Yu's hands. The crystal ball that recorded the battle between Orochimaru-sama and Yu had already been taken by Orochimaru-sama from Third Hokage, and it was no longer there. Yu like this, can you really look at him and not let him act rashly? Especially when Tsunade-sama asked himself to follow Yu to perform missions behind the Rock Shinobi battlefield, Minato's anxiety reached ultimate. Fortunately, at the beginning, The action went smoothly, although Yuyu's action was unexpected, using physical skills to smash through the two camps of Iwagakure. In the first camp, I used the blood of Iwagakure ninja to write a line that made Iwagakure angry. But this is in line with the original plan. In doing so, it can attract Iwagakure's attention even more. Next, Iwagakure will definitely send Jinchuriki for Uyu. At that time, he and Uyu only need to constantly deal with Jinchuriki to ensure that Jinchuriki does not appear on the frontal battlefield. This strategy will be a complete success. Sure enough, Iwagakure sent their rock shinobi assault force, which is best at reconnaissance and assault. What shocked Minato was that Uyu had a stronger perception ability than rock shinobi's assault force. In front of Uyu, the rock shinobi assault troops were simply bends around by Uyu, and couldn't find their tracks at all. Everything was going smoothly. Yuyu took him and avoided the reconnaissance of rock shinobi raids countless times. This made Minato secretly pleased. Yuyu, who always likes to make unexpected moves, will act so smoothly according to the plan. Sure enough, there is nothing to say about Yuyu's relationship with himself. It's not a waste of the rare game that I had beaten Uyu back then. Minato was secretly moved. When everything was so beautiful, Uyu suddenly stopped at the border of the country of soil, and was discovered by the rock shinobi raid. Just as he was about to persuade Uyu to leave here, Uyu suddenly attacked the rock shinobi assault troops and almost wiped them out. This made Minato a little confused, but what Uyu did next completely panicked Minato. Yuyu unexpectedly let the surviving member of the rock shinobi raid force send a message to the rock shinobi camp, proactively revealing his position. And Yuyu's purpose for doing this? It turned out to be Jinchuriki, who wanted to hunt Iwagakure. This made Minato a little confused. The purpose of their coming to the rear of rock shinobi is only to involve Jinchuriki's energy, not to fight with Jinchuriki. This made Minato persuade bitterly. What? The plan? What is that? Under Minato's wry smile, Uyu took a sip of wine and grinned. According to the plan, involve Jinchuriki's energy in the rear? I wouldn't do such a boring thing. What Uyu has to do is to chop Jinchuriki directly. Yuyu, who didn't get a lot of physique points from rock shinobi, was very dissatisfied. Since rock shinobi can't meet his needs, then let the two Jinchuriki who belong to Iwagakure make up for it. As the origin of chakra, the incarnation of the sacred tree, the nine-tailed beast formed by 10 tails should be able to bring some surprises to yourself? Yuyu, are you a little drunk? Minato looked at Yuyu's expression, listened to Yuyu's tone, panicked. Yuyu looks like this, it seems to be a bit drunk. I'm not drunk. Who said I was drunk? Konoha, who doesn't know that I'm 1,000 cups. Yuyu glared at Minato. When Minato heard Uyu say this, the corners of his mouth twitched. Got it. Yuyu must be drunk. I want to stop Yuyu's plan. It fell through. After Uyu is drunk, you can never go against his thoughts. This is the new code of action for Konoha shinobi promulgated by Lord 3rd Hokage. Because if you go against Uyu while Uyu is drunk, the consequences will be extremely serious. This is the truth summed up by countless predecessors using the bloody reality. Swish, swish, swish. At this moment, several figures galloped from the shadows. Boy, you are Chimu Uyu, right? Lao Zi's eyes condensed, and he looked at Uyu and said solemnly. Jinchuriki? Minato looked at Lao Zi and his group sympathetically. When Uyu happened to be drunk, he came to provoke him. Good luck, Jinchuriki. Labor and capital or Chimu Uyu, which bastard are you? Lao Zi's face suddenly became dark. Which bastard are you? Yuyu's words made Lao Zi's face instantly black. Lao Zi looked at the extremely arrogant man in front of him with a dark face, and when he came up, he called himself a bastard kid. As Four Tails Jinchuriki, Lao Zi has made great achievements for Iwagakure over the years. The position in Iwagakure is extremely high. Even 3rd Tsuchikage Onoki, who is not in line with the old Z's philosophy, has not abused him so much. Arrogant kid, I will make you pay. With his gaze swept away, Lao Zi saw the ninjas of the rock shinobi assault troops who had suffered heavy casualties and shouted with a gloomy expression. Huh. There is so much nonsense. Which of you is Jinchuriki from Iwagakure? Come here and let me cut it. After I cut you off, I will have 2 more drinks. Your Iwagakure wine is really good. Yuyu's eyes were drunk. He held Chusui in his hand, narrowed his eyes slightly, and enjoyed a sip of the wine he brought from rock shinobi camp. Asshole thing. Dare to look down on us so much. Han, Don't do anything, let me burn this kid into slag. Old Zeki's face turned blue. Lao Zi has an impression on that bottle of wine. It can be said to be their signature wine of Iwagakure. This bottle of wine appeared in the hands of this kid. Don't even think about it. This kid must have snatched it from Rock Shinobi camp. This kid is on the border of the land, drinking the wine he robbed from Rock Shinobi, and dare to arrogantly pretend to solve himself quickly, and then enjoy their Iwagakure wine? This is simply Kai Luoluo's slap in the face. The Five Tails Jinchuriki Han on the side was also extremely gloomy. Had it not been for the promised Lao Zi, now he would have been tempted to take a shot, breaking this bastard to pieces with steam. This stinky kid really didn't put the two of them in his eyes at all. Old Master Z, this monster deliberately let us send back news. The purpose is to hunt you and Master Han. Be careful. At this time, the remaining ninja of the Rock Shinobi assault force, resisting the fear in his heart, shouted. The words of the Rock Shinobi assault troop Rock Shinobi made Lao Zi and Han look very gloomy. The purpose of this stinky kid turned out to be the two of them. Jinchuriki, as the container of the tail beast, can be said to be no longer a person in the eyes of the major ninja villages, but a terrible war weapon. The appearance of a tail beast is likely to change the course of a war. Jinchuriki, as the tail beast container, has to face not only the monster in his body, but also the hunting of the enemy Ninchuriki from the day the tail beast is sealed in his body. Lao Zi and Han both became Jinchuriki since childhood. Needless to say now, they have become shadow class powerhouses. Naturally no one dares to deal with them easily. But when they were young, they were often hunted by unknown persons. And the purpose is the tail beast in their body. Therefore, hunting Jinchuriki has always been a taboo in the hearts of Lao Zi and Han. And now, a little devil wants to hunt them as Jinchuriki? Before Lao Zi and Han were in trouble, the next scene made their pupils shrink. Puff. A black and purple knife lighted up, and blood rose. The color of fear in this Rock Shinobi's eyes reached a peak, and then quickly dimmed. That's a lot of nonsense, so you are Jinchuriki, right? Red-haired bastard. Yu slashed this noisy Rock Shinobi with a knife, and looked at Lao Zi with a grin. How many tails do you have? Hurry up and show them all. Don't waste my precious time. Yu, who was drinking slightly, squinted his eyes and grinned at Lao Zi. Damn kid. Old Zeki's complexion turned red, and this little devil dared to call himself a red-haired bastard. I also asked myself, how many tails do I have? This is not treating yourself as an adult at all, is it? In front of him, he killed a Rock Shinobi. This made Lao Zi completely angry. Go to death for me. Lava-style burning river rock technique. Rumble. Lao Zi shouted, his hands quickly formed a seal, chakra concentrated on his throat, and then suddenly spit out several lava balls from his mouth. With an astonishingly high temperature, the lava ball dragged an orange tail flame and slammed it towards Yu fiercely. Go to hell, brat. Seeing Yu getting closer and closer to the lava ball, the corner of Lao Zi's mouth lifted a smile. This stinky kid actually looked down on them so much, and dared to drink before he arrived, drunk. Judging from the appearance of this kid, he was too late to react after drinking too much. This guy, who made Ono Wood so much pain, would soon die under his own lava. The Han on the side also narrowed his eyes, with a slight smile. He knew the power of lava style very well. Even third Tsuchikage Onoki didn't dare to hardwire it head-on. This kid is dead. Diaresis whoosh. The moment Lao Zi started his hand, Minato used the body flicker technique to come to the rock not far away. Yu, who is drunk, can be against me. Minato doesn't want to experience the situation of Orochimaru. If you accidentally cut it off by Yu, it would be really useless. I hope you will be able to laugh after a while. Minato looked at the confident smile on Lao Zi's face and secretly said. Yu's drunken appearance will make careless people who don't understand. But everyone in Konoha knew it. Yu, who is drunk, is the most terrible. Armed. Yu looked at the lava ball smashed at him and made a gesture of drawing a knife. The black armament hockey completely wrapped Yu's right hand in chusui. Om Chang. Armed, draw a knife. WHH pretend. A dazzling black and purple knife light, like the first sun breaking through the darkness, suddenly lit up. Puff. What? Under the horrified gaze of Lao Zi and Han, those lava balls were cut apart by Chi. This lava, which was enough to melt steel, was cut open with a knife. Go and light the birthday cake, red-haired bastard. Yu Yu grinned at Lao Zi with a horrified expression. The border of the land. Following Yu Yu's words fell. Lao Zi began to tremble all over. Damn brat. Lao Zi's expression was gloomy to ultimate. His face turned blue with anger. The mouth of this stinky kid is too poisonous. No wonder he was able to say the words that made Onomuki mad. I even said that my lava style is only worthy of candles on my birthday cake. Such insults caused Lao Zi to tremble all over. If you don't burn this guy into slag, where do you put your face? Boy, die for me. Boom. The anxious Lao Zi roared. The monstrous chakra airwaves centered on Lao Zi and broke out. Om Guru. Guru. The terrifying lava rose from the soles of Lao Zi's feet, and wrapped Lao Zi's whole body in an instant. Like a lava armor, worn on Lao Zi's body, his whole body was filled with hot lava. The scorching heat caused the Han on the side to flash back and forth continuously. Lava-style chakra mode. Lao Zi let out a roar, eyes like lava balls, majestic. It's amazing. Yu Yu exclaimed, then took another sip of wine. I regret it now, it's too late, brat. Old Z heard the smelly kid in front of him say this, thinking that this kid was shocked by the power of his lava-style chakra mode. The corner of Lao Zi's mouth suddenly evoked a proud smile. Being able to use the power of the tail beast to such an extent, even in Jinchuriki in the past, he is considered rare. No wonder this stinky kid was so surprised. After all, Konoha's 9 tails is powerful, but 9 tails Jinchuriki can't use the power of the tail beast like himself. Smelly boy, are you scared? The Han not far away, the corners of his mouth under the mask were also slightly cocked. Will you set off fireworks in your state? Red-haired bastard. Yu Yu grinned and asked expectantly. The expressions of Lao Zi and Han froze suddenly. You damn stinky kid. Immediately afterwards, Lao Zi trembled all over, his expression distorted. This is lava, labor and capital, it's not a special fireworks. Fireworks? Do you treat you as a special performer? No? Useless things, it seems that I will catch you back and teach them well. Yu Yu looked at Lao Zi's expression, his face sank, cursing. I want to see how you catch me. Woo. Lao Zi, who was going crazy by Yu Yu's words, flashed like a giant lava ball, rushing towards Yu fiercely. Die, stinky kid with sharp teeth. Lao Zi looked at the young face that made him gritted his teeth and roared. Lava-style seabed needle. Ba. Ba. The energy of the lava, under the control of Lao Zi, was all concentrated in Lao Zi's right hand. The terrifying high temperature even scorched the air. Boom. Old Z's right fist condensed all his lava-style chakra, bringing the power of lava-style to the ultimate. Die. Lao Zi roared, with an amazing tail flame on her right fist, like a burning meteor. Lao Zi blasted towards Yu fiercely. Chong. What? Lao Zi looked at the black and purple blade that was blocking his right fist in disbelief. The black-purple slender blade looked extremely fragile in front of Lao Zi, who was full of terrifying lava. But Lao Zi's lava iron fist, in front of the black and purple blade, couldn't make any further progress. Impossible. The cold sweat of the Han who watched the battle in the distance burst out. Lava style of lava, the sea needle, can be said to be lava's strongest offensive method in addition to tail beastization. Han, as 5 tails Jinchuriki, naturally exchanged ideas with Lao Zi during his practice. Lava style of lava, the seabed needle, even if his steam armor, he dare not hardwired, can only avoid its sharp edge. But such a terrible move was actually blocked by such an understatement? It looks good, a little bit of adjustment, you should be able to set off fireworks for me, red-haired bastard. Yu Yu grinned at Lao Zi's horrified expression. Damn it. Lava-style chakra's facial features are distorted, and lava-style chakra uses ultimate. Rumble. At the junction of Chusui and Lava Fist, a thunderous roar continued to resound. Kacha. Kacha. The ground under Yu and Lao Zi's feet, under this terrifying fluctuation, centered on the two of Yu, shattered like a spiderweb. A series of pitch-black abyss cracks appeared on the earth, making people daunting. Why? It shouldn't be. No matter how hard he tried, Lao Zi roared like a mountain that couldn't be climbed, the black and purple slender blade blocking him. He has already used all his strength, why is this guy able to block his attack so lightly? Own lava, but even steel can be twisted. Why now, with a knife, you can make your own lava without the slightest resistance. Lao Zi, can't figure it out. Red-haired bastard, your strength is too weak. Let the guy in your body come out and play with me. Under Lao Zi's horrified gaze, Yu grinned. Yu clearly captured the breathing of Lao Zi around the lava chakra. Damn it. The strong sense of crisis that suddenly rose from his heart made Lao Zi retreat violently, but Yu's sword was faster than his speed. One sword flow heart cut. Huh. Chu Shui turned into an afterimage, drawing a dark purple cold light. Bah. Boom. Under Lao Zi's horrified expression, the lava around him, like broken glass, was directly crushed by a terrifying sword and shattered. This is a complete fragmentation, and Lao Zi can't even mobilize chakra to form a new lava armor. Bah. Afterwards, a harsh sound of a sharp weapon pierced into the body sounded, and Lao Zi lowered his head mechanically. From his heart to his abdomen, a scary knife scar almost pierced through his whole body, violently exploded. Puff. Boom. The blood rose, and Lao Zi's figure resembled a kite with a broken string, slamming against the rock fiercely. Old Z. Han's complexion changed drastically. Boom. Old Z's figure slammed into the rock fiercely. The power of terror caused the rock to burst suddenly, and the gravel was mixed with the blood of Lao Zi, flying wantonly. Old Z. Han watched in disbelief at Lao Zi, who smashed into the rock, not knowing his life or death. Lao Zi's strength was even higher than that of himself. Lao Zi just now had already used the strongest method other than tailbeastization. But unexpectedly, was cut by this guy with a single knife? It's just a monster. Looking at Yu, such a name slowly rose in Han's heart. An inexplicable weirdness arose from Han's heart. For a long time, the people of Jinchuriki are called monsters by people in the ninja world. But now, he actually felt that everyone in the ninja world was wrong. The real monster should be the guy in front of you. Bang. At this moment, the gravel pile that Lao Zi smashed into exploded like fireworks. A man-like beast, full of terrifying chakra, with 4 tails fluttering behind him, soaring into the sky from the pile of rubble. Bang. The figure resembling a man and a beast fell heavily on the ground, smashing into a huge deep cave. Roar. Then, he let out a roar like a beast. Did you directly enter form 2? Han looked at Lao Zi's appearance, secretly said. It seems that the monster's knife just now caused a lot of trauma to Lao Zi. The tail beast chakra in form 1 is not enough to repair Lao Zi's injury. Only when it enters the second state, the tail beast chakra, which bursts out with all strength, can make Lao Zi quickly recover from his injuries. Roar. At this moment, Lao Zi, who was in the second form, suddenly crooked his body and let out a slightly painful growl. What? Couldn't even form 2 completely heal that scar? What the hell did this monster do? Han looked at Lao Zi's abnormality, and his heart was shocked. The tail beast, chakra, is violent, but it also has the ability to make Jinchuriki quickly recover from his injuries. Even the injuries that caused ordinary ninjas to be on the verge of death can be quickly healed under the action of the tailed beast chakra. But now, how could chakra, the always destructive tail beast, couldn't heal that stab wound? Ding. The master chopped Jinchuriki after drinking. Ding. Chakra plus 300. Physique plus 100. Kendo comprehension plus 100. Armament hockey plus 100. Observation hockey plus 100. The system prompt sounded in Yu's mind. Well, is that it? Yu, who was slightly drunk, curled his lips while listening to the system prompts in his mind. Although the rewards are very generous, Yu is still somewhat distracted. The physical rewards I most hoped for were not much. Although the other rewards are generous, they are far from the rewards I expected. No wonder, I just cut it by myself. After all, it was Jinchuriki who hadn't entered the tail beastization. But it doesn't matter. It won't work to chop Jinchuriki, just chop the tail beast in his body directly. So the next step is to make this red-haired bastard completely beastly. Roar. Lao Zi, who was in the second form, fell to the ground in pain, roaring in bursts. Does it hurt? Red-haired bastard. Yu grinned at Lao Zi, who was groaning in pain. The cut he made just now covered armament hockey. Under the perception of Yu's observation hockey, armament hockey still remains on Lao Zi's knife wound. Chakra, the tailed beast on Lao Zi's body, wanted to completely remove armament hockey, but the effect was not good. In other words, Lao Zi is still injured. Supporting his actions is the tail beast chakra. Roar. Listening to Yu's words, Lao Zi let out an angry roar. Jinchuriki in the second form, even if he can maintain a little sense of reason, his consciousness will still be a little beastly. At this time, Lao Zi was like a wounded beast. Under the action of the violent tail beast chakra, his mind was plunged into madness. At this moment, he just wanted to blast the injured bastard in front of him to pieces. Om. Lao Zi fell on the ground, his mouth wide open. Two completely different chakra light spots slowly condensed in his beast's mouth. As more and more chakra light points condensed, a black chakra sphere condensed to ultimate appeared slowly. A devastating wave continuously spilled from this chakra sphere. Its tailed beast bomb. When Han saw this, his figure quickly retreated far away. Tailed beast bomb. As the most terrifying move of the tail beast, a single blow is enough to destroy a shinobu village. The scope of the explosion is enough to turn a radius of tens of kilometers into rubble. Although the tailed beast bomb used by Lao Zi, who is a beasted tail, is not as scary as the four tails, which is completely tailed. But the coverage area will also reach several kilometers. This power has faintly surpassed the power of the shadow class. Without the tailed beast, if he is caught in the explosion range of the tailed beast bomb, he is likely to be seriously injured. Tailed beast bomb. Minato's face changed drastically while watching the game. He did not expect that Jinchuriki of Iwagakure could use the power of the tail beast to such an extent. Even tailed beast bomb can be a master. The tail beast is arguably the most terrifying war weapon in the ninja world. The tailed beast bomb is the most terrifying weapon of the tailed beast. Tailed beast bomb is not a power that ordinary ninjas can contend. Although Uyu is very powerful, facing tailed beast bomb. Damn, I don't know if my flying thunder god can do it. Minato immediately wrote and drew complicated techniques in the palm of his right hand. This is the technique of flying thunder god. Minato wants to use Flying Thunder God to transfer the tailed beast bomb to another place when the tailed beast bomb is launched. Although this may cause Yuyu's slight dissatisfaction, it is nothing compared to Yuyu's safety. Damn it, hurry up. Minato is not the later fourth Hokage at this time, and the development of Flying Thunder God technique is not as proficient as later. Coupled with the sudden incident, Minato was in a hurry, and some had no time to calligraphy and painting Flying Thunder God technique. Roar. At this moment, Lao Zi suddenly let out a beast roar, and the tailed beast bomb was condensed. Shoo. With Lao Zi's breath abruptly, tailed beast bomb shot away faster than Uyu with an aura of destruction. It's too late. Minato's complexion changed drastically. Go to hell, you monster. The Han on the other side, looking at Uyu, who is getting closer and closer to the tailed beast bomb, the corners of his mouth under the mask slightly cocked. No one can survive within the explosion range of tailed beast bomb. Call out. The jet black-tailed beast bomb, with an aura of destruction, turned into a black solitary light and shot towards Uyu. Roar. Watching the distance between tailed beast bomb and Uyu get closer and closer, the color of understanding and hatred is also raised in the eyes of the old purple beast. It was possible to make Lao Zi look like this even when she almost lost her mind. It can be seen how much Yuyu's stimulation to Lao Zi before. Tailed beast bomb? Yuyu grinned at the black solitary light that was getting closer and closer to him. Just Jinchuriki, don't be overwhelmed, red-haired bastard. Armed. Om Chang. The black and purple armament hockey completely wrapped Chushui's blade in an instant. After receiving armament hockey's blessing, Chu Shui, who was a black sword, uttered a stunned sword sound. Looking at the cold autumn water, Yuyu's eyes narrowed. Om. Boom. In the next moment, a strong sword intent roared out of Yuyu's body. The sword intent is like substance, attached to Yuyu's body. Ba. 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 The black-purple arc formed by the sword intent in a special way, like an electric snake, circulates around Uyu. Om. When the jet-black arc condensed to ultimate, a purple-black terrifying Shira slowly appeared around Uyu. Boom. In the next instant, Yuyu's sword intent reached its peak, and this terrifying black and purple Shira rose soaring to several tens of meters. Hoo-hoo, the terrifying Shira covered the entire sky, with strong winds and dark clouds covering the sky. Hey. Click. Click. The electric snake ran between the dark clouds, lightning and thunder. A terrifying Shira, come. What is this? Han was in the distance, looking at the black and purple Shira that suddenly appeared, almost as high as the sky, with an incredible color in his eyes. Trembling? Han's eyes moved down, his pupils shrank suddenly as he looked at his unconsciously shaking hands. As Five Tails Jinchuriki, he was shaking in fear? What kind of power is this in the end? Roar. Lao Zi, in the second state of tailed beastization, lay down on the ground, roaring in bursts. Lao Zi in this state has lost part of his sanity, but he has also gained the instinct of a beast. The beast's instinct can make Lao Zi feel a deadly threat from this purple-black Shira. More than that, even the sealing technique that sealed 4 tails in his body began to fluctuate. It seems that something stimulates 4 tails. One sword flow. Yu Yu lifted Chusui and looked at the tailed beast bomb that was close at hand. Ohm. In the next moment, the terrifying Shira, tens of meters high, suddenly shattered and turned into countless black and purple arcs. These countless arcs slowly merged into Chu Shui's blade. Countless black and purple electric arcs kept jumping on Chu Shui's knife, exuding terrifying waves. Ashura. Ohm. Boom. As Chu Shui slashed down, all the arcs formed a dazzling match tens of meters high in front of Yu. Then it turned into a violent slash that was more than 30 meters long. Rumble. The violent black and purple slash, like a thunder in the clouds, roared and crushed everything. Ohm boom. The terrifying sword pressure on the violent slash caused the dark clouds in the sky to be completely shattered in an instant. Rumble. The earth is shaking. The earth is wailing. In the next instant, this violent black-purple slash slammed into the tailed beast bomb. Boom. A loud noise like thunder, a bang. Minato, who was watching from a distance, couldn't help covering his ears. Bang. The terror wave caused the ground at the junction of slash and tailed beast bomb to collapse into a pit with a diameter of tens of meters. Kacha. Kacha. Under these terrifying fluctuations, the earth began to shatter. It was dark, and the cracks like an abyss quickly filled. Bang. Bang. The earth shattered suddenly under this terrifying fluctuation. Fragments of the earth fell into the abyss like cracks, and they were never seen again. Unexpectedly, I was able to interact with tailed beast bomb. The man in the distance trembled his lips under the mask. This is tailed beast bomb, the most terrifying weapon of the tail beast. In terms of power, there is no ninjutsu that can be compared with tailed beast bomb. However, that monster's attack can actually resist the tailed beast bomb? Before Han came back to his senses, what happened in the next moment completely caused him to fall into a sluggishness. Everything has a breath, tailed beast bomb is no exception. Yu looked at tailed beast bomb, who was still competing with his own slash. A glimmer of spirit flashed in his slightly sullen eyes. The message from observation Haki tells Yu that tailed beast bomb's resistance is over. Ohm. The violent black and purple slash, the terrifying sword pressure around the body, unexpectedly condensed around the tailed beast bomb. Ba ba ba. Following the unique breath of this tailed beast bomb, the terrifying sword crushed it violently. Crack. A sound like shards of glass smashed slowly. A black and purple sword mark appeared on the tailed beast bomb like the first sun breaking through the night. Crack. Click. Then, like a domino effect, a series of black and purple sword marks appeared on this tailed beast bomb. Bang. Then, it exploded. Bah. But the tailed beast bomb, which was supposed to be earth-shattering, was shattered by sword pressure at the moment when the explosion occurred just after. Tailed beast bomb, completely chopped to pieces by this violent black and purple slash. Tailed beast bomb, was cut off? Han stared blankly at the scene in front of him. The tailed beast, known as the strongest weapon, the most terrifying weapon, one shot is enough to destroy a tailed beast bomb in Ninja Village. It was cut open by someone. Moreover, without even the wave of destruction, it was shattered by that terrifying dark purple light? Roar. At this moment, a roar of the beast brought Han's thinking back to reality. Then, his face changed drastically. The black light that extinguished the tailed beast bomb has not disappeared yet. Old Z. Han looked at him in amazement, the violent black and purple slash, slamming towards Lao Z. Roar. Lao Z, who was in the second form of the tailed beast, watched the tailed beast bomb annihilated, and slashed at the violent black-purple that he crushed, and let out a beast roar. The roar of this beast is like the last roar of a beast facing a desperate situation. But if you listen carefully, you can find that this beast roars slightly trembling. Rumble. The violent black and purple slashes tore the earth into a terrifying scar, and the swords all over him gave people a sense of destruction. A terrifying slash with a height of more than 30 meters and a width of several meters, coupled with that terrifying speed. Lao Zi couldn't avoid it at all, and could only let out a beast roar, mobilizing the tail beast chakra with all his strength. Roar. The overdose of the tailed beast chakra caused Lao Zi to let out a roar. His skin had been burned completely under the erosion of the tailed beast chakra. But Lao Zi had no choice. Facing this violent slash that could wipe out the tailed beast bomb, he would have no resistance at all without relying on chakra. Lao Zi was lying on the ground, and the large number of tailed beast's chakra made him look even more hideous. Rumble. Woo. Seeing the violent slash that was as high as a hill at 12 meters away, Lao Zi let out a terrifying beast roar, gathered all the tailed beast's chakra in one place, and slammed into the violent slash. Bang. A loud bang, like thunder, resounded across the sky. Boom. The horrible fluctuations, in an instant, completely shattered the earth at the intersection of the two. The earth was unable to withstand the horrible fluctuations, and shattered into pieces, a pitch black, tens of meters in diameter, bottomless, as if a black hole straight through the center of the earth appeared. The sky seems to be divided into two halves. Half of it is the black-purple that represents the violent slash. Half of it is the red color representing the tailed beast chakra. The clouds in the sky have long been completely shattered by the horrible waves, and the entire sky has been dyed red and black, as if the world had been destroyed. Black, purple and red are constantly fighting and disappearing. Roar. Lao Zi let out a terrifying beast roar, and the tail beast chakra broke out. The red-tailed beast chakra faintly covered the dark purple light. This made Lao Zi's eyes flashed with excitement. Does the slash wrestling with me make you so excited? Red-haired bastard. At this moment, a slightly drunken voice came into Lao Zi's ears, causing his beast pupils to shrink suddenly. Looking into the distance in horror, a figure was slowly raising the black and purple taito. This made Lao Zi tremble all over, and under extreme shock, a touch of clarity appeared in the beast's eyes. How did he forget that what he wrestled with now was just a slash from this guy? Lie down for me, red-haired bastard. Yu held Chu Sui and grinned. Then, Chu Shui fell suddenly. Rumble. Slashed 3 times in a row, 3 violent black and purple slashes with a height of 10 meters, with a soaring momentum, crushed towards Lao Zi. Under Lao Zi's horrified gaze, these 3 black-purple slashes were blended into the violent slashes that were wrestling with him. Bah! The violent black-purple slash that was boosted became more and more condensed, and the horrible sword pressure of the whole body broke out. The terrifying sword pressure shattered the air, and the black light suddenly flourished in the sky, pressing the red light down again. This time, it was like the last straw to crush Lao Zi. The red-tailed beast, chakra, shattered, chong. Black and purple's violent slash, slashed fiercely on Lao Zi's body, and a harsh sound continued to resound. Lao Zi's figure, under this terrifying force, was violently pushed into the distance. Boom. In the end, Lao Zi's figure slammed into a hill. Crack. Boom. Under Han's horrified gaze, the mountain tens of meters high was smashed into pieces by the violent black and purple. And Lao Zi, life or death is unknown. Old Zi. Han looked at this scene in disbelief. Lao Zi, without a doubt, has already used all his strength. Lao Zi, who is in the second form of a beast with a tail, definitely has shadow-level strength under his full strength. But even so, was it defeated so easily by this monster? Damn it. Han looked at the rocky ruins that hadn't moved for a long time in horror, and hurriedly rushed towards it. Can't let you disturb you. At this moment, a chuckle sounded, and a yellow flash flashed, stabbing Han's vitality in a bitter way. Bah! Suddenly, Han had only time to adjust his figure slightly, but Kuwu still pierced his right shoulder fiercely. Woo! Han clutched his wound, flashed to the distance, staring at the figure that suddenly appeared in horror. Are you? Han looked at this Konoha shinobi who he hadn't noticed before, with a gloomy expression. Suddenly appearing without warning, this is simply not what body flicker technique can do. This is the legendary space-time ninjutsu, Konoha's yellow flash. The corner of Han's eyes twitched slightly, and when he saw the Konoha shinobi smiled without denying, his heart sank. Konoha's yellow flash is the newly emerging powerhouse in this ninja war. In the Cloud Shinobi battlefield, the yellow flash brought huge losses to Cloud Shinobi village. In one hand, space ninjutsu makes the yellow flash known as the fastest ninja. It is incredible to be able to play such a prestige in the Cloud Shinobi battlefield. Because before that, the fastest ninja in the ninja world was recognized as the third Raikage of Cloud Shinobi village. Damn it. Get out of here. Han looked at Yu walking towards the ruins and roared. Compared with that monster, the yellow flash or something is far worse. If you don't hurry to rescue Lao Zi might really be killed by that monster. Huh. The figure of Minato flickered in Han. Han couldn't touch Minato's figure at all, and instead suffered several serious injuries. If he were not Jinchuriki, this kind of injury might have made him lose his combat effectiveness. Jinchuriki, it's a little troublesome. Minato attacked, feeling helpless. Although Flying Thunder God technique is very powerful, its attack power is insufficient. Faced with monsters like Jinchuriki, Minato's current attacks cannot inflict fatal injuries on them. At this moment, Minato deeply admired Yu. The slash that could directly smash the coats of Tailed Beast Bomb and Chakra was too terrifying. Would you like to ask Yu after this mission is over? Minato kept haunting Han, thinking to himself. Yu's offensive power is definitely the best in the entire ninja world. Although Yu is best at swordsmanship, Yu's physical skills are also terrifying. Maybe Yu can give yourself some guidance on attack power. At this time, Yu had already reached the ruins where Lao Zi was buried. Bang. Yu's observation haki instantly locked Lao Zi's position, holding Chusui in his left hand, and fist-like in his right hand, wrapped around the black and purple armament haki. Bang. The black-purple right fist crossed an afterimage, and this ruin consisting of 10-meter-high gravel was instantly punched out of a passage. Woo. Yu's figure turned into an afterimage. When it reappeared, he grabbed a figure who was breathing continuously in his right hand, and his skin was completely burned. From the heart to the abdomen of this figure, a hideous knife mark almost cut him open. This figure is the old purple of Four Tails Jinchuriki. Why? Lao Zi panted, opened his eyes somewhat laboriously, and looked at Yu with anger, shame, and luck in his eyes. The shocking slash just now, had it not been for the tail beast chakra had been repairing his broken body, I am afraid his body would have been torn apart under the violent slash. However, Lao Zi knew that the person in front of him had a special method that could greatly prevent the healing effect of the tail beast chakra. With the first cut, Lao Zi's wound did not heal for a long time. Lao Zi could feel that there was a special energy attached to his wound, which could compete with the tail beast chakra. Even, a little restrained the tail beast chakra. But although the slash just now was far stronger than the initial one, there was not much that mysterious power. This is also the reason why Lao Zi can survive with the healing effect of the tail beast chakra. Cough. Do you want to drive the power of the tail beast too? Lao Zi looked at Yu's expression, coughed up a bit of blood, and said with complicated eyes. Lao Zi's heart is a little sad, because he became Jinchuriki, and since he was a child, he hasn't known how many people spied on the power of the tail beast in his body. With today's strength, Lao Zi paid too much. After all, do you still have to fall into the hands of others? Lao Zi's eyes gradually dimmed. Huh? The power of the tail beast? Don't get over it, red-haired idiot. The slightly drunken voice from her ear made Lao Zi look up at Yu. When seeing Yu's expression that you deserve, Lao Zi couldn't help but twitch his mouth. Hiss. But this twitch involved the wound on his skin, and he grinned in pain. Then, why is that? Why don't you kill me? Lao Zijang endured the pain and stared at Yu. He doesn't believe it. The power of the tail beast was peeped by everyone in the ninja world. If Yu didn't peek at the power of the tail beast, why not just kill him? Isn't it because the tail beast broke the seal and ran away for fear of killing himself? Are you stupid? Lao Zi looked at Yu with a look of, you can't lie to me. What is your mode called? Fireworks Chakra Mode. Fireworks Chakra Mode. Yu frowned and thought for a while, but your slightly drunk brain made Yu unable to remember for a while. It's Melt Escape Chake La Mode style. The old Zifong was about to be crushed, and said word by word. Hearing what this bastard said is so irritating. That's it. Although you're pretty useless, it's good for setting off fireworks. Well, your mode will be renamed to Fireworks Chakra Mode in the future. Yu slapped his head and grinned. It's just a while, it's Red's birthday. Bring this guy back to Konoha for a good education, and let him put the fireworks, presumably there is no problem. When Lao Zi heard Yu's words, she was immediately stunned. His mouth opened, but he didn't know what to say. You don't kill yourself, it's not because of the tail beast in your body. But because you want to use lava-style chakra mode to set off fireworks for you? Staring at Yu, Lao Zi found out sadly. What Yu said is true. My special. Lao Zi cursed in her heart. Labor and capital are also four tails Jinchuriki of Iwagakure, and they are also famous in the ninja world. You want to catch yourself and become an exclusive firework machine? It's too deceiving. Old Ziki's body trembled. Huh? You don't want to? Yu's expression suddenly became cold. No, I will cut you off. Chong. Looking at the dazzling black and purple blade, the corners of Lao Zi's eyes jumped and closed his mouth. Even if you die in battle, it's a hero's way of death anyway. But because he was killed because he didn't use it as a firework machine, he was so embarrassed, right? Think about what is written on the tombstone after his death. Four Tails Jinchuriki, the tomb of the Old Purple. Cause of death. Because he didn't want to set off fireworks for Konoha's Chimu Uyu. Chimu Uyu was hacked to death. It's so. You can't stand your eyes on it. Diaresis, well, that's right. Yu watched Lao Zi shut his mouth and nodded in satisfaction. Hurry up to recover from my injury, and then release the bastard in your body. Yu slapped Lao Zi, threw it to the ground, and ordered. Hi. What do you want to see four tails for? The painful expression of Lao Zi, who was thrown on the ground, was distorted, and his skin hadn't recovered yet. Of course that bastard was chopped off. Why are you talking so much nonsense? Yu was so impatient with Lao Zi's question that he slapped him up. Pop. Hiss. Covering armament hockey's slap, Lao Zi slapped her head dizzy and gasped with pain. Again, it's this kind of energy again. Lao Zi's sore mouth twitched, his eyes horrified. After this guy's slap, Chakra, the tailed beast healed himself, stopped. What is this? It doesn't matter, hurry up to recover from the injury, and then release four tails. Lao Zi gritted his teeth and his eyes flashed hard. Although releasing four tails is risky, maybe he will die because of it. But better than being hacked to death by the guy in front of him because he didn't want to set off fireworks. Okay, John? What's so special? You really can't stand your eyes on it. Wait. Four tails will definitely kill you. Old Z secretly said in his heart, quickly recovering from his injuries. Pop. Why is your recovery so slow? Yu stared at Lao Zi's injury, becoming more and more dissatisfied, and slapped Lao Zi directly, and the shot Lao Zi chakra was disordered. What am I? Pop. Covered with an armed slap, it hit Lao Zi's head fiercely. Hi. Old Z Pain's chakra was in disorder, and the corners of his mouth twitched. Lao Zi's expression is extremely aggrieved, and he will be beaten if he recovers slowly? Hurry up for me to recover, and then get the bastard from your body out, or you will explode to death. Who will set off the fireworks for me? Yu slapped Lao Zi in pain. I'm going to heal my wounds. Lao Zi was about to speak, looking at the raised slap, the corners of his mouth twitched, and he controlled chakra to heal his injuries. You wait for me, Old Z said viciously in his heart. On his own, it is impossible to beat the guy in front of him. It can only rely on the power of four tails. Woo. On the other side, Han was entangled by Minato. There was no way to get close to Lao Zi. But when he saw that the monster didn't plan to kill Lao Zi, he was relieved and stared at the situation over there vigilantly. Damn. What the hell does that monster want to do? Han looked at it for a moment, and the corners of his mouth under the mask twitched slightly. That monster is actually letting Lao Zi heal? Of course, Han, who has reached the shadow level, knew that under that blow, if the monster didn't keep his hands, Lao Zi would definitely have become a corpse now. But that monster unexpectedly chose to kill Lao Zi. That's fine, after all, that monster might have come for the power of the tail beast in Old Z's body. After all, losing the tail beast that Jinchuriki restrains is not so easy to surrender. The best way to get the tail beast is to take away with Jinchuriki. But this monster, why didn't he take away Lao Zi, who had lost his ability to resist, but let Lao Zi heal his wounds instead? This made Han a little confused. What is this? Yu, it started again. Minato looked at the scene over there with a wry smile. There is no doubt that Yu must have something other than planned. But now Yu, who is drunk, Minato has no ability to stop it. You can only give Yu an array to prevent accidents from happening. Hope, don't be too exaggerated. Minato's heart jumped as he watched chakras growing old purple. Could it be that Yu want? Isn't it all right? Red-haired bastard, let me wait and cut you off. Yu waited a little impatiently, drank Iwagakure's wine, hiccuped, and said cursingly. Horse, you'll be ready soon. Lao Zi's entire face twitched, and he replied incomparably aggrieved. Then, slowly closed his eyes. Four tails, have you seen everything? Inside Lao Zi's body, a pair of huge beast eyes slowly opened. It's really useless, Lao Zi, after using so much of my chakra, it still failed miserably like this. Four tails bared its fangs and roared. Being poked into the pain, Lao Zi twitched the corner of his mouth and said nothing. Anyway, I beg you, you don't want your own power to be used to give people fireworks? Lao Zi calmed down and said with a twitching corner of his mouth. Light fireworks, the beast pupils of Four Tails glowed fiercely. Every tail beast is extremely proud. Four Tails is very proud of its lava abilities. But now, someone wants to use their abilities to set off fireworks? I'm the one to bury this stinky kid. Lao Zi, take a good look. Four Tails slowly closed the eyes of the beast. Guru, Guru. A ray of red light suddenly appeared in Lao Zi's body. In the next instant, the violent red-tailed beast chakra burst out wildly. In an instant, chakra, a tail beast that was even more terrifying than Lao Zi's previous beastization, emerged. Humph! In reality, Lao Zi snorted. At this moment, the red light all over his body was flourishing. The huge-tailed beast chakra wrapped around him, a few meters high. Oh! Are you coming out? Yu tossed the bottle of wine after drinking. His eyes blazed and looked at the old purple of the tail beast chakra all over. Under observation Hoki's perception, these tailed beasts chakra, both in quantity and quality, are much stronger than before. Roar. Lao Zi let out a roar, his whole body began to change. Too slow. Yu drew out his itchy ears caused by the roar of the beast, and curled his lips in dissatisfaction. Let me speed it up for you. Yu held Chusui and grinned. Several black and purple knives light up, puff, roar. Bloodstains appeared on Lao Zi's body, causing him to cry in pain. Then, those tailed beasts' chakra seemed to have found a breakthrough and emerged more quickly. Special. Lao Zi looked at Yu, who was smiling, and cursed in his heart. I was cut again because of the slowness of making Four Tails appear. This bastard, don't do personnel affairs at all. Before he could swear a few words, the more violent tail beast chakra burst out, covering his entire body. Then, consciousness fell into a coma. Rumble. A behemoth slowly raised its head. Then, its body suddenly soared, and in an instant, it swelled to a height of 100 meters. This is a huge creature with red hair that looks like an ape. The four tails behind him were waving, and with each wave, there were horrible chakra fluctuations. Exactly, the ontology of Four Tails. Four Tails appeared? Han looked at the behemoth that appeared in shock, cold sweat shed. Let the tail beast appear in its full form. Even with Lao Zi's control over the tail beast's power, it is extremely risky. Maybe, the tail beast will take over the body and die completely. And Minato, looking solemnly at the 100-meter-high behemoth that appeared, with a bitter smile on his mouth. Yu really did that. He really wants to chop the tail beast, try the feel. Roar. At this time, Four Tails raised its huge head, showing its fangs, and let out a loud roar. It's so noisy, it turns out it's you, a red-haired monkey. At this time, a voice came into Four Tails' ears. Its eyes shrank slightly, and its head slowly lowered. Human, do you know me? The border of the land. A behemoth that was hundreds of meters tall and shaped like an ape, slowly lowered its head. Human, do you know me? Four Tails looked gloomy, looking at Yu. There was a fierce light in the eyes of the beast. The 9 big-tailed beasts were actually formed by dividing the chakra of 10 tails into 9 parts by Sage of 6 Paths. In other words, each of the tail beasts is a branch of 10 tails chakra. Just because it looks like an ape does not mean it is really a monkey. This human being dared to call himself a red-haired monkey. This is not a good word. This makes the fierce glow in the Four Tails beast eyes flourish. If this name is spread, the 8 bastards will see it later, don't all of them call it that way? But there is one thing that makes Four Tails more concerned. This human being actually said, so it's you. This human being in front of him, looks so young, how could he have seen himself? Red-haired monkey, you can change it to this name in the future. Your name makes me very unhappy. Yu looked at Four Tails with a grin, and a cold light appeared in his eyes. The moment I saw Four Tails, even the dizzy Yu who had already drank, remembered this guy's name. It is too impressive. If you say that you watched anime in the previous life, the appearance of each tail beast's name made you watch it with gusto. But there is one exception, and that is the red-haired monkey in front of me. 4 tails, his birth name is Monkey King. You look like a red-haired monkey, and you deserve to be called Monkey King? Especially even among the 9-tailed beasts, the strength of 4 tails is the bottom. It's shameful to this name. My name? 4 tails beast eyes shrank sharply. Who are you? 4 tails growled. The real names of the tail beasts are only known by the 9-tail beasts and sage of 6 paths. Why, this human being can even know its name. Although this human did not really call out his real name, 4 tails had an intuition that this human really knew its name. But because of disgust, I didn't say it. While this shocked 4 tails, it was also extremely angry. What is my name? Is it bothering you? Chong. Come on. Red-haired monkey. Watch me cut you down. Let you know that no cat or dog can be called by that name. Look at your bear-like picture. Do you deserve it too? Yu took Chu Shui out of her sheath and pointed at 4 tails, which was a curse. Roar, roar. Listening to the human being in front of him, constantly insulting himself, 4 tails let out a low and trembling growl. This is mad. In the mouth of the bastard in front of him, his tail beast was inferior to a pig and a dog. Since the birth of 4 tails, where have you heard such poisonous words? There are 9 of them. The mouths are the most unpleasant. One is 9 tails and the other is 1 tail. But compared with the one in front of those 2 guys, the words are simply tickling. 4 tails, being scolded? The man in the distance was stunned. That's a tail beast. Ordinary people, shouldn't they be afraid of seeing such a terrifying monster, and then hide far away? Among other things, the tail beast's size of hundreds of meters, the extremely large and terrifying chakra, is enough to make people fearful, right? But what is the guy in front of him doing? Insulting 4 tails. Looking at the expression of 4 tails, it was obvious that he was going crazy with anger. And Minato, the corners of his mouth twitched, his face full of helplessness. No, it's you. Not only swordsmanship, but even the kung fu of cursing people is definitely the best in the whole world of ninja. My teacher, Jiraiya, was once autistic by you. Not to mention Master 3rd Hokage, he didn't ask for a bargain at you. Now, you was breathless with cursing a tailed beast. It's outrageous. Human. Boom. 4 tails finally couldn't bear it, and with a roar, the tail beast chakra gushed out violently. Bang. Kaka, chakra, the violent tail beast, caused a pit hundreds of meters wide to appear on the ground where 4 tails was located. The nose of 4 tails exhaled bursts of white air, and the beast eyes were angry to ultimate. Die to me. 4 tails was so angry that ultimate, no matter how you knew its name, would it have something to do with Sage of 6 Paths? Straight out with a punch. Rumble. A fist with a diameter of several tens of meters, like a meteor, with a terrifying wind pressure, fell fiercely towards you. Armed. Chong. Boom. A wave of horror came, and the whole land was lifted under this terrifying shock. The fragments of the earth shot away in the 4th quarter, and every fragment of the earth was more than 10 meters in diameter. This terrifying scene caused Han and Minato in the distance to avoid the fragments of the earth. Ha ha ha. What's the matter? At this moment, he was breathing heavily. 4 tails, with the color of relief on his face, suddenly changed his expression. Ohm. A terrible wave, like thunder, surged from his fist. What? 4 tails' expression changed drastically, and a burst of dark purple light suddenly lit up. Ba. Ba. The black-purple arc, if the thunder of the world extinguishes, expands rapidly. Bang. In the next moment, the horrible fluctuations broke out completely. Impossible. The expression on 4 tails was unbelievable. Its figure unexpectedly lost its balance under this terrifying black-purple arc. Chong. In the next instant, a harsh knife sounded. 4 tails' 100-meter-high body suddenly rose from the ground. Woo. Then, like a cannonball, it was smashed into the distance. Boom. The huge body of 4 tails was smashed into a small hill fiercely, the rocks flew around and the smoke filled. This. Looking at the 4 tails that had been cut into the air, Han had an expression of seeing a ghost. Can even the tail beast chop over? Isn't this too cruel? It's really. Minato's expression also showed a touch of surprise. The 4 tails, which reached a height of 100 meters, was cut into the air directly, and the visual impact was too great. Looking back, be sure to ask Yu for advice. Minato looked at Yu, who was calm, and made up his mind. Be sure to learn from Yu an attack technique. Bang. At this moment, a terrifying sound rang. Bang. From the broken little Yamanaka, 4 tails soared to the sky and fell heavily to the ground. The violent tail beast chakra raged, and the fragments of the earth were shattered by the bombardment in front of the huge tail beast chakra. Ha ha, how is it possible? 4 tails looked at the figure holding the knife in disbelief, in his own eyes, an extremely small figure. The size difference between it and this human being is nearly 100 times. 4 tails, as a life created by Sage of 6 Paths with yin and yang escape, can be said to be the longest living creature in this world. Since the establishment of Ninzong, in such a long period of time, apart from the line of Sage of 6 Paths, there have been almost no people who can contend with the power of the tail beast. Therefore, the tail beast has always been a legend of the ninja world, and has been regarded as an unprovocable monster. The turning point of everything started with 2 people, Uchiha Madara and Senju Hashirama. The power of these 2 people can play with their tail beasts between their palms. Even the most powerful 9 tails can only be defeated by Uchiha Madara's pupil power and let him drive. But they all know that the 9-tailed beasts, Uchiha Madara, is the reincarnation of Indra, and Senju Hashirama, the reincarnation of Ashura. A fairy eye that inherited Sage of 6 Paths, and a fairy body that inherited Sage of 6 Paths. It is not surprising to lose to them. The next story is that the 2 created the ninja village, and then Senju Hashirama used the power of wood style to capture all 9 of them and distribute them to the major ninja villages. Their tail beasts have since become the weapons of war in the major shinobu villages. But even under the seal, their tail beasts are not mermaid, and they often try to break through the seal and then run away. Just like 4 tails, it has broken through several seals and wreaked havoc in Iwagakure. But every time, it was sealed again. However, every time a seal is made, countless rock shinobi and Tsuchikage work together to consume almost the same amount of chakra, and then use the seal technique to reseal it. But the human in front of him, with only a knife in his hand, cut himself over? This made 4 tails a little skeptical. The huge beast pupil stared at Yu, the color of suspicion in the beast pupil. Nothing unusual. But after sensing it for a moment, there was no trace of Indra or Ashura chakra. Moreover, the reincarnation of Indra and Ashura is very easy to recognize. One can be seen from the eyes, and the other can be perceived from chakra. The human in front of him, no matter what 4 tails looks at, seems to be an ordinary person. Roar. Human, you angered me. This caused 4 tails to tremble and let out a loud roar. What's a joke? It was cut down by an ordinary person with a single knife. The guy at 5 tails is right next to him. If this does not kill the human in front of him, it will definitely become a laughing stock among the tail beasts. A monkey is a monkey. Do you only know this sentence? Yu lifted Chusui slowly, grinning. Roar, I am not a monkey. 4 tails roared and opened its mouth wide. Dozens of lava balls with tail flames, like a meteorite falling from the sky, whizzed towards Yu. The lava style displayed by 4 tails is far from being comparable to that of Lao Zi. Every lava ball is more than 5 meters in diameter. The terrifying high temperature made the surrounding air sizzle. Armed, draw a knife. A cold light flashed in Yuyu's eyes, and armament hockey completely wrapped Chu Shui's blade. Chong. Huh. Chu Shui let out a sky-shaking sword sound, like a bright moon breaking through the sea, suddenly unsheathed. Ba ba ba, in an instant, dozens of lava balls with a shocking momentum seemed to stand still and stopped in the air. Then with the sound of a sharp weapon cutting, the dozens of lava balls were all chopped into broken flowers, like fireworks blooming, and scattered on the ground. Chong. Red-haired monkey, obediently let me chop it off, and then follow me back to Konoha to set off fireworks. Yu scabbed Chu Shui and grinned as he looked at the green-faced 4 tails. Damn human. 4 tails was still immersed in the shock of Yu slashing away dozens of lava balls, but upon hearing Yu's words, the huge body of anger suddenly trembled. It's proud of its lava ability, it even regarded this bastard as setting off fireworks. Such an insult made 4 tails completely angry. It's more angry than sealing it in Jinchuriki's body. Roar. Rumble. 4 tails roared, and the huge body was like a mountain, crushing towards Yu at extremely fast speed. Armed. Yu held Chusui in his hand, staring at the 4 tails roaring towards him. Armament hockey completely wrapped Chusui. Then, he slashed up. Boom. The terrifying collision caused the surrounding earth to burst suddenly, and the continuous spread of wind pressure in circles caused tremendous changes in the surrounding terrain. Hi. What is this? Four Tails felt a sharp pain, looking at the blade that was blocking him. The eyes of the beast were full of horror. It felt a special energy, which seemed to be able to break open its tail beast chakra, making it painful. This made Four Tails feel unbelievable, but immediately, Four Tails' beast eyes shrank suddenly. Human. Do you look down on me? Four Tails let out a shaking roar. Because the knife blocking it in front of it did not get out of its sheath. This human being, when dealing with Lao Zi, took the knife out of the sheath, but he didn't even get out of the sheath when dealing with himself. This is a complete contempt of oneself. Do you know? Red-haired monkey, you can tell from the name that I look down on you. Didn't you say that monkeys are all smart? Why are you so stupid? Yu grinned while holding the unsheathed chusui. The expression of Four Tails was distorted. It also realizes how stupid its question is. This human being, from the very beginning, looked down upon himself. Human, draw my sword. Four Tails roared, fists and feet like mountains, and slammed at Yu fiercely. At the border of the land of the country, there is a horrible creature with red hair that is 100 meters high and looks like an ape. The violent red chakra raged, and the surrounding earth shattered one after another under this terrifying fluctuation. It is one of the 9 big-tailed beasts known as natural disasters, Iwagakure's war weapon, Four Tails. At this time, this Four Tails, regarded as a monster by the ninja world, was being beaten. Swish. 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 The black scabbard turned into an afterimage, which fell on Four Tails like rain. Bang. 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 Wow. Four Tails let out a scream, extremely embarrassed, and when you look carefully, its huge body at this moment is actually full of bumps. Damn. Damn. What the hell is going on? Four Tails was clutching with both hands, screaming constantly. The eyes of the beast were full of disbelief. It turned out to feel the real pain. The tail beast, in the final analysis, was created by Sage of Six Paths using yin and yang to escape, combined with 10 Tails chakra. Even if someone else attacks them, they can't hurt them, they can only consume their chakra, and then try to seal them. In other words, the tail beast will not be killed by humans. But now, Four Tails actually felt severe pain under the attack of this human. This human attack seemed to have directly passed the tailed beast chakra, directly hitting his own essence. Let it be like an ordinary animal, suffered real harm. Extreme pain. This made Four Tails, who had never felt such pain, kept screaming. Looking at the bulge all over, Four Tails' complexion was a little distorted. These are all bags smashed out by this human with a scabbard. As a tailed beast, it was beaten all over. Yu Guang turned towards the distant man, and Four Tails trembled all over. The guy at 5 Tails must have seen it. Such a shameful scene, being seen by the guy from 5 Tails, made Four Tails a little crazy. Swish. 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 Four Tails danced and wanted to catch Yu, but although the huge body gave it great power, it was relatively inflexible. With Yu's size and speed, Four Tails wants to catch Yu, it's just a dream. He could only wave his hands indiscriminately while being beaten and screamed again and again. The Han who was watching the battle from a distance stared, his eyes full of disbelief. Rubbing his eyes fiercely, tears came out, but the scene in front of him still remained unchanged. Four Tails, screaming after being beaten. What's this? Damn it. As 5 Tails Jinchuriki of Iwagakure, Han, the scene of Four Tails running wild, he once saw it from a distance. The reason I only watched it once is because when Four Tails went violently, he was forbidden to approach it. If 5 Tails also take the opportunity to run away, then Iwagakure will be over. Although he had seen it once, he still remembered that scene. The terrifying lava almost burned the earth to ashes, and a single shot of the tailed beast bomb was enough to destroy a mountain. 3rd Tsuchikage Onoki and thousands of rock shinobi's elites, regardless of life and death, prevented the Four Tails from running away. Thousands of rock shinobi elites, plus 3rd Tsuchikage's blood succession elimination, that transcended the blood succession boundary. Under such a terrifying offensive, Four Tails has never screamed. As a Chinese of 5 Tails Jinchuriki, he also knows why. The attack of the ninja can only continuously consume the chakra of the tail beast, and cannot really hurt it. The final result was nothing more than sealing the tail beast again. But now, Four Tails was screamed repeatedly by that monster? The scream was extremely stern, as if a monkey was beaten by someone. But what of Four Tails? What kind of attack can Four Tails scream? Han shuddered. At this moment, he was a little lucky. Fortunately, it wasn't him who met Yu, or it was him who was miserable now. The methods of this monster are too weird. On the side, Minato's eyes were a little shining. The screaming move that can beat the tail beast. Yu's offensive power is worthy of being the best in the ninja world. Minato just wants to say to Yu, I want to learn this. Suddenly, Minato was dumbfounded. Roar, humans, you pull me. Pull. Four Tails was madly smashed by Yu with a scabbard, screaming at the same time trying to let out a roar. But before he finished speaking, he closed his mouth immediately. This human being began to have special methods. Just hitting himself with the scabbard made his whole body swell up. If this is really drawing a knife, wouldn't it mean that he would hack himself to death? This made Four Tails shudder. Look down on yourself. If you look down on yourself, don't draw your sword. Red-haired monkey, it's so noisy. Before Four Tails could relax, Yu was a little impatient. The black scabbard completely wrapped by armament haki turned into an afterimage, and it slammed heavily on the nose of the howling Four Tails. Bang. Click. Wow. There seemed to be a cracking bone sound, and after being hit so hard, Four Tails clutched his nose and screamed. Woo, nose was severely injured. Four Tails couldn't control it at all, and the nose was runny. Four Tails got beaten and cried. Han and Minato in the distance were stunned. This is a tail beast. Natural disasters in the ninja world. Actually, was beaten and cried. Woo. Yu saw the movement of Four Tails come to a halt, and a flash flashed behind him. It's time. Holding Chusui in his hand, Yu's eyes narrowed slightly. The reason why Yu didn't hack Four Tails at first was because Yu came to the conclusion that after years of exploration, the system's reward determination will only happen once in a short period of time. The amount of reward is probably kill greater than heavy greater than slash at will. Therefore, those attacks by Yu just now were to make Four Tails into a stiff state. Then, give yourself plenty of preparation time to cut out the strongest cut. Bang. Yu leaned into the distance and took out a bottle of Konoha that was specially supplied to the Daming Mansion. I opened the mouth of the bottle and started drinking. Tons. After a while, all this bottle of jelly entered Yu's stomach. Ding. Master enters a drunken state and gets a special bonus. Chong. Chu Shui came out of her sheath, exuding an astonishing cold light. Red-haired monkey, the playing time is over. Ding. The master is in a drunken state and gets a special blessing. Ding. Kendo comprehension times 5, temporary, ding. Physique x5, temporary. Ding. Armament haki times 5, temporary, current kendo comprehension, great swordsman, provisional. Current armament haki strength, penultimate, admiral of headquarters alternate level, provisional. Yu, who has received 5 times the blessing, has been exposed to the level of a great swordsman for the first time. The black eyes narrowed slightly, as if countless sword lights flashed in Yu's eyes. Chong. Chu Shui came out of her sheath and let out a scream of swords. The black-purple blade shone with an astonishing cold light, which made people look daunting. Yu's eyes condensed, and the terrifying chi machine completely locked onto the howling Four Tails. Roar. Four Tails clutched his nose, wailed twice, and suddenly all the hairs burst up. A strong sense of crisis rose from the bottom of Four Tails' heart, as if being stared at by something terrible. The beast pupil looked into the distance and saw a figure, slowly raising a cold-lit black and purple blade. This person has a slender figure, a black-purple long knife in his hand, and a slender blade. Compared with Four Tails, which is 100 meters high, it is like a dust. But it was such a human being and a knife that changed Four Tails' expression drastically. Didn't you mean that you don't draw a knife? Damn human beings, they deceived me. Four Tails let out a howl like anger and grievance, with an uneasy look in his eyes. This human being, it feels completely different from before. An unfamiliar and somewhat familiar sense of fear slowly appeared in Four Tails' heart. Since the birth of tail beasts, they have been born with extremely large chakras. Strength, since birth, has stood at the top of the ninja world. Even if they are sealed off later, they will run away again and again. Even the shadows of the major hidden villages did not make them feel fear. The only thing that made them tremble was the two of them. Senju Hashirama and Uchiha Madara. In the hands of those two people, they didn't have the slightest resistance. But now, Four Tails is actually locked in by this human being, and there is a little fear in his heart. How is this possible? This human being is definitely not the reincarnation of Indra or Ashura, absolutely impossible. Indra and Ashura, there is no use of knives, roar. Under the intense crisis, Four Tails let out a loud roar, then opened its mouth wide. Two different chakra light spots, concentrated in its mouth, a black chakra ball with destructive waves, slowly appeared. Red-haired monkey still wants to release tailed beast bomb? Yu Yu looked at the slowly forming tailed beast bomb, grinning. The monkey who has lost its first opportunity, still want to resist? Om. A terrifying sword intent, like rushing thunder, surged out of Yu Yu's body. In an instant, the color of the heavens and the earth changed, and the sword intent turned into a jet black air current just like the substance. Chu Shui, blessed by armament hockey, let out a scream of swords. Yu Yu's eyes, like black holes, seemed to swallow all the light in this world. Om. Boom. The jet black airflow suddenly soared as if it had been ordered. In an instant, this battlefield was wrapped in. All the light on this battlefield seemed to have been swallowed, plunged into the boundless darkness. Roar. What is this? Four Tails only felt a tingling pain in the eyes of the beast, and then opened his eyes, but it was as if blind. What was in front of me was pitch black, and this darkness caused Four Tails to fall into a frenzy. This is even darker than the first time it was sealed in Jinchuriki's body. It seems that the light of this space has been completely taken away. In panic, the tailed beast bomb in his mouth could no longer concentrate, and chakra slowly dissipated. This is. The man watching the battle from a distance was also extremely flustered at this time, clinging to the rock behind him. His heart was full of anxiety. He completely lost the light, making his heart full of anxiety. In a panic, Boil Style was activated, and the steam armor formed to envelop his whole body. But this didn't provide Han with the slightest sense of security, but made him even more panic. Steam armor is a move developed by Han using Five Tails Boil Style. When used, a huge amount of bright white steam is generated, which is extremely conspicuous even in the daytime. But now, the steam doesn't even have a trace of light. There seems to be no light in this space. What the hell happened? Han roared, as if this could ease his anxiety. Yes, Yu Yu's swordsmanship. Minato pressed against the rock behind him tightly, calm in his heart. Minato had seen this trick when he was watching the crystal ball during the battle between Orochimaru and Yu. The light slash formed by depriving all the light, seeing it again, still makes Minato feel incredible. Diaresis Om. Come. Minato looked up at the incomparably dark sky, where Uzumaki surged and a pair of huge eyes were slowly opening. Roar. The moment the eyes slowly opened, Four Tails let out a terrifying roar. But by listening carefully, you can hear that the roar was a little trembling. What the hell is this? Four Tails looked at the huge eyes that slowly appeared in the sky in disbelief. Those eyes did not have any whites, and the eyeballs were as black as ink. But the strange thing is that it can see clearly. This is a pair of huge eyes. It's like a demon god, looking down at it. Red-haired monkey, after this cut, you will beg to follow to return to Konoha to set off fireworks. With the fall of Yu Yu's words, the sword intent reached its peak. The huge eyes in the sky and the darkness in the eyes have also reached the peak. The swallowed light formed a dazzling training in front of Yu. The whole battlefield was left with the only light. One sword flowed dark sky demon god. Toom, boom. Like the first sun breaking through the darkness. Like a bright moon breaking through the sea. This world-leading slash, a violent slash that was twice the size of Four Tails, roared out like a thunder in the sky. In an instant, the earth shattered, and a terrifying scar was cut out. This is a violent slash that a sword tyrant of the great swordsman level slashed out with profound swordsmanship. Roar. Four Tails looked at the slash that was like a prehistoric behemoth, crushing it violently, and the eyes of the beast were full of horror. Rumble. The violent slash raged mercilessly on the ground. The terrifying sword pressure tore an astonishing scar on the ground. This. Four Tails watched with two violent slashes of its own, and the eyes of the beast were full of horror. Why is the tail beast called a natural disaster? Because it's big. Regardless of body size or chakra volume. The tail beasts are extremely huge. Just over 100 meters in size is enough to make everyone feel weak. But the slash cut by the human in front of him was even bigger than his own? Four Tails raised his head and watched the violent slash that was getting closer and closer to him, and the amazing sword pressure made Four Tails' hair stand up. Four Tails at this moment, I feel so small. Roar. What are you kidding? I'm Four Tails. Four Tails was irritated by the fear and gratitude rising in his heart, and let out a terrifying roar. The tailed beast chakra, like Uzumaki, slowly rises from the soles of Four Tails' feet. In the next moment, the huge tailed beast chakra was all concentrated in front of him by Four Tails. Roar. Don't underestimate me. Four Tails uttered a beast roar, its huge figure resembling a meteorite, and slammed into this berserk blow that was close at hand. Boom. A loud noise like thunder resounded across the sky. A devastating wave surged from the place where the two collided. Bang. Kacha. Kacha. The earth, which was already dilapidated, could no longer bear the terrifying fluctuations, and began to shatter and collapse. An abyss with a diameter of several kilometers slowly emerged. Roar. But, damn it. Four Tails' expressions were distorted under the pressure of this violent sword. Unexpectedly, tearing my chakra apart. The beast eyes of Four Tails were full of horror. The sword pressure attached to this violent slash actually seemed to regularly wipe out chakra, his tail beast. Under the pressure of this terrifying sword, the chakra in its body was rapidly losing. The speed was so fast that the body of Four Tails trembled slightly. Looking at the violent slash in front of him, the corners of Four Tails' savage mouth were full of bitterness. It seems to be impulsive. Chakra, it's running out. Chong. Puff. The sound of a sharp weapon entering the body sounded. The violent slash, like a flood that broke through the obstacles, raged towards the distance. The huge body of Four Tails, like a falling meteor, was crushed by this violent slash, and slammed into the distance fiercely. Kacha. Boom. Finally, without knowing how long it had been crushed, the violent slash took Four Tails and slashed into a mountain range fiercely. In an instant, this mountain that was hundreds of meters high was slashed by this violent slash. Then the horrible sword pressure overflowed, and the mountains were shattered under the horrible sword pressure. Numerous rubbles smashed weakly towards the surroundings. Although they were rubble, they were relative to the mountains. In fact, every piece of gravel is more than a few meters in diameter. The rubble fell weakly, and a pile of rubble slowly formed. Four Tails, buried under this pile of rubble, was silent for a while. Ding. The master smashed Four Tails after being drunk. Get a reward. Ding. Chakra plus 1500. Ding. Physical plus 800. Ding. Armament hockey plus 800. Ding. Kendo comprehension plus 800. Ding. Get the power of 6 paths, 1/9. Continuous reminders echoed in Yu Yu's mind. Yu Yu's somewhat drunken brain was a little sober. Red-haired monkey, it's still useful. Yu Yu looked at the gravel pile in the distance, threw a knife flower, and sheathed the autumn water. Shaking his slightly drunk brain, Yu also had some joy in his eyes. This is the first time Yu has received such a generous reward. Especially the 800-point physique point made Yu happy. Clenching his fist, feeling the full power, Yu smiled in satisfaction. One step closer to education, Tsunade, let him know his family status. This is just a Four Tails. Four Tails is not very powerful among the 9 big tail beasts. If this cut down all the 9-tailed beasts, wouldn't he be going to make a fortune? Yu's eyes flashed. Tail beast, good thing. Rumble. At this time, a violent sound came, and Yu frowned to hear the reputation. I saw a fiery red, human-like beast figure, with 5 tails waving behind him, as if running away for his life, crawling in embarrassment towards the distance. This thing is a bit familiar. The corner of Yu's eyes suddenly jumped. Wow. Minato's figure appeared beside Yu, apologetic on his face. Sorry, Yu, I didn't stop him, he broke out with the tailed beast chakra. Minato scratched his head and said apologetically. Tailed beast? That bastard is also Jinchuriki? Yu's eyes widened. Yu really didn't recognize that the guy next to him was also Jinchuriki. After drinking a lot of Yu, he thought that Jinchuriki came, only this red-haired monkey. Don't you know? Minato looked at Yu's expression, with a slanderous expression on his face. It seems to be in trouble. Know your size. This can also make him run. Why are you like your teacher Jiraiya? Believe it or not, I cut you off. Yu suddenly became angry. Minato smiled bitterly. You still don't cut me, I can still help you move that guy. Minato pointed to the gravel pile in the distance. Although it was faint, Minato still felt chakra waves there. Then go back and kill you again. Yu glared at Minato. Walked towards the gravel pile. Go back. I'll give you game to eat. With a smile on Minato's face, he followed Yu. Then. I'll chop you when I have enough. Yu murmured, then glared at Minato again. Minato heard the words, smiling unabated, and followed Yu towards the gravel pile. The border of the land. At this moment, it is completely invisible here. A series of black cracks, like wounds torn from the earth. A pothole with a diameter of several kilometers, like an abyss. Several mountains standing here have been completely flattened, turned into rubble, and disappeared. The terrain here has been completely changed because of this battle. Tower. Yu and Minato walked to the pile of rocks buried Four Tails. It is said to be a pile of rocks, but it is more than 100 meters high. From a distance, it looks like a special hill. This is the pile of rocks formed after Yu cut open the mountain range that was originally several hundred meters high and did not know how many years it had stood here. Yu looked at the pile of rocks, his eyes narrowed, and observation hockey locked the Four Tails inside. A black and purple knife light suddenly lit up, and the terrifying sword pressed into a net shape, strangulating the pile of stones. Bang! This pile of stones, which was hundreds of meters long, was chopped into rubble in an instant, and fell to the ground feebly like rain. This shocking scene made Minato's eyes full of emotion while also full of fascination. Which ninja doesn't want to have this kind of attack power? Wow! When all the rubble fell to the ground, the dust dissipated, and the huge body of Four Tails appeared in front of Yu and Minato. This is... Looking at Four Tails lying on the ground, Minato's eyes widened suddenly, his eyes full of disbelief. Hoo. I saw the Four Tails' faint breath, a hideous knife mark from the neck to the abdomen, which almost cut the Four Tails away. The red-tailed beast chakra seems to want to heal the wound, but a gust of purple-black air current is suppressing the effect of the tailed beast chakra. Four Tails growled constantly, with a painful voice. Four Tails, seriously injured. This is a real injury. Just like an ordinary ape, it was chopped and injured. The shock in Minato's eyes reached ultimate. Even if Yu cut that shocking knife just now, Minato was not so shocked. Four Tails, is the tail beast. What is the nature of the tail beast? It's a huge collection of chakra. The tailed beast chakra, also known as the most violent and powerful chakra. The only way for the major ninja villages to deal with the tail beast is to seal it. Of course, the tail beasts have always hoped to break the seal and regain their freedom. Therefore, there will be runaways again and again. Every runaway will cause heavy losses to the ninja village to which he belongs. If the tail beast can be severely injured, then the difficulty of the loss or the seal will be much smaller. But it can't be done. Even if you use super ninjutsu to make a huge wound on the tail beast, it will not have the slightest effect. Because that is a superficial phenomenon. Chakra, who was just the tail beast, suffered a little loss. The tail beast only needs to move its mind, and the tail beast chakra can be restored to its original state. Even if the shadows of the major ninja villages cooperate with thousands of ninja elites, they cannot cause the tail beasts to be injured. Chakra, who can only continue to consume the tail beast, will seal it again when it is exhausted. To put it bluntly, it means to fill in with human lives, to consume the chakra of the tailed beast. Although cruel and powerless, this is reality. Tailed beasts seem to be heaven's darlings, they are immortal, no matter what kind of attack, they can't cause tailed beasts to be harmed. But now, Four Tails is seriously injured by Yuyu's knife. Such a scene completely subverted Minato's previous cognition. Is this what a ninja can do? Red-haired monkey, follow me back to Konoha to set off fireworks. Yu looked at Four Tails lying on the ground in pain, carrying Chusui, grinning. Roar. Four Tails lifted its huge head very hard, and the eyes that looked at Yu were full of shock and suppressed fear. This human stab, as if directly through the tail beast chakra, cut to his own essence. I was like an ordinary beast, and was hit hard by it. Even the reincarnations of Ashura and Indra, Senju Hashirama and Uchiha Madara. It's just using the power they inherited from Sage of Six Paths to drive them. They have not suffered such injuries. Four Tails felt the breath of death for the first time under the black and purple slash. This caused Four Tails' breathing to be a little disturbed. Could it be that if this human being is stronger, can it be killed directly? The Four Tails at this time was extremely shocked. Boom. Ah. At this moment, the human in front of him hit its wound with a fist, and the severe pain caused Four Tails to stand upside down and howl ceaselessly. The sound was miserable, just like the scream of a monkey. What a red-haired monkey, are you so proud? You dare not answer my question. Yu raised his fist in irritation, and went up with another punch. Bang. 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 Yu's right fist covered armament hockey and hit Four Tails' wound fiercely. Ah. I didn't answer. Ah. I was just thinking about things. Don't fight. Ouch. Four Tails screamed again and again, causing the corner of Minato's mouth to twitch. What a tailed beast is this, it's just a poor monkey. Ah. Wow. I don't know how long it took, and it finally ended. Four Tails looked at the human in horror, and couldn't stop growling because of the pain. It's so noisy. At this moment, this human frowned, and Four Tails was suddenly shocked, covering his mouth with both hands, not letting himself make any noise. The whimper was looming from Four Tails' covered mouth. This human being is simply a demon. Have you taken it? Red-haired monkey. Yu picked up the bottle and took a sip, looked at Four Tails and said. The head of Four Tails is as small. The chicken pecks rice, nodding frantically. I have taken it, can't I take it specially? Well, you still have some use. Follow me back to Konoha to set off fireworks. Yu smiled with satisfaction, the smile in Four Tails' eyes, like a demon. Okay, go back, you are too big. With a swipe of Yu's right hand, the armament hockey attached to Four Tails' wound disappeared, letting Four Tails' painful expression relieved. Bah. Bah. Without hindrance, the tailbeast chakra began to repair Four Tails' wounds. But the pain was so severe that it made Four Tails tremble with pain. He didn't dare to howl, afraid of being beaten again. That kind of fight is not the tickling style of ordinary ninjas. It was like hitting its soul with one hammer, and it was extremely painful. I'm going back now. Four Tails at this moment, what I want to do most is to return to the seal. The seal of Jinchuriki is simply its happiest harbor. The huge body of Four Tails quickly turned into a chakra phantom, and then focused on it. After a while, Four Tails' huge body disappeared, and the unconscious Lao Zi reappeared on the ground. In its abdomen, in addition to the original seal, there was also a special lava chakra mark, which seemed to be locked, making the seal extremely strong.